Hello, people. Sorry I'm late. Did you think I had been raptured? The big man said that the rapture's not to happen just yet. I have to keep busting globes. Globes have to be ruptured before there's going to be a rapture. So I was spared the rapture, unfortunately. I need to part with this shithole. A bit disappointed, I have to admit, but hey-ho. But just bear with me a wee second here. Right, I'm late as usual, so just bear with me. I get myself settled in here. Hello, everybody in the chat, anybody who's watching. Right, where are we here? Just bear with me a wee second. A couple of wee things I want to mention here. Before we go any further, I'll just get through the usual. If you're new to this whole question, or this whole scene, whatever you want to call it, for one, this bullshit about the flat earth community, there isn't a fucking flat earth community. There's different factions and different groups of people. The main thing that anybody should be concerned about is focusing on the claim that you were born into, and that was that you live on a globe. And if you do that work and you look into it and you investigate it, you're going to discover that that's just not true. So the majority of the people, especially here at this platform, is people who have realised that it's not people who run about making claims to know what the full dimensions of Earth is, because the reality of the situation is that you don't know, I don't know, and the majority of people don't know what it is. There's so many restricted zones and areas upon within this earth, whatever the fuck it is. And again, you know, it's purely for people who are wanting to investigate that and take it further. And for me, you know, it comes down to exploration. And that is the only next step for me. So it's not about, you know, people claiming that the earth's a circular map or a pizza dish or any of these things. It's people who have realised the lies that they've told and the position that we're now in. So you're not going to get any claims to any maps and models. If you're anybody here who's looking for answers to what the full dimensions of Earth are, you're not going to get that, right? And anybody out there who's telling you that they have got it, they're at it, right? It's either people who are just trying to keep attention for selfish reasons, or there's people who are working towards an agenda, whatever that might be in the future, I don't know. But the main thing you should be concerning yourself with is understanding actual science, what it means, and you know how we use that and apply it to this question. And natural science, real science, the science that you use every single day that you're using right now to view this, is based on substance and understanding substance. So here, and the way it should be, is that anybody making any claims to anything being objectively true, it has to come down to measurable substance. No people's pictures, videos, images, the stars, the luminaries in the fucking sky, none of that bullshit, right? So there really isn't any bullshit claims being made here. You know, we stick purely to the facts, and the fact is you don't live on a blue testicle flying through the vacuum of space that was created by a fucking big expansion that came from fucking nowhere, a singularity. None of these things are recreatable, they're not testable, they're not observable in any way, shape or form, right? This unfortunately is part of the path we have been led down, you know, this path of superiority that we're, you know, in outer space and we know everything there is to know about every fucking thing. It's just total fucking bullshit, right? People need to rein themselves in, pull their neck back in and realise that you know fuck all, you know fucking nothing about existence, who you are, why you're here, how you fucking got here, or where you actually are. So all these stories, it doesn't matter how big these institutions are and how much they browbeat and their intellectual fucking snobbery with their suits and whatever persona they want to put on. The truth is the fucking truth. And I don't give a fuck about any of these people, their titles, their attitudes, none of it, right? There has to be a level playing ground for everybody, and that comes in, and that's where natural science plays its part, right? So any claims being made, you have to have the substance. I don't get to make claims about, oh wait, we're in the inside of a unicorn's intestine and the stars are just bits of glitter that it ate from the fucking grass, and I mean, we could all just fucking make stories up, right? But it's time for the stories to end. It's time for the ideas and the religious stuff to end. The only reason these things exist, all this division in reality and in life, all these different religions, is because the foundations have been pulled from us, right? If we had a true chronological connection to real history, none of this shit would exist today, right? All these ideas, these ways of life, all these cultural programming issues, you know, they're substitutes because we're in a state of bewilderment and no knowing, right? But as soon as you admit that and you accept it, you get grounded by that, it's easier. It's not a scary place to be, okay? And if we can get enough enough people pulling together, and we can get people that are going to stand up and have a no tolerance, not accepting any bullshit, then we can retrace our steps, we can reconnect with who we actually are. Right? So I'll come to the chat box in a wee minute here. So again, just to summarise, there's no claims to any nonsense here. There's no any religious or political stance or any racial stance or any of that stuff here on this platform. I'm involved in this because of the question of what is the objective truth about the shape of our reality. That's all that matters. All the other stuff that's involved in this community, if you want to call it that, this fucking scene, it's irrelevant. The social aspects of this that is always going to be there, that's continuing on from the mentality of people believing they lived on a fucking globe, right? You're still going to get these things happening. They're really not relevant, okay, to the question of what shapes the earth. That's an objective question. If you don't understand the difference between subjective and objective, you need to have a wee bit of study. You need to have a wee bit of contemplation and understand what these terms mean, right? So once you do that, all this talk about shows and all the games that are being played, they'll start to become very apparent, right? So anyway, I just want to get a wee quick couple of mentions here. A couple of videos now. I'm just mentioning these because I've seen them earlier. And again, if anybody is out there who wants exposure, they've got something to offer, by all means use this platform. That's what it's for. If you don't want to come on and speak on camera, you can come on. You don't have to show your face on camera, or you can text or phone the phone, and I'll get to the number and stuff in a wee second here. But first of all, Flat Earth Hippie, if you're watching, thank you for the wee narration of the limerick thing that you'd done. It was really good to see that. I didn't have a chance earlier to comment on it, so thanks very much for it. I really appreciate it. The other thing was, bear with me a wee second here. Fuck is it? I can't remember. There was another one there as well. It was Harry Growler. It was good to see you, Harry, getting in about the trivium and starting to cover that topic. So if anybody's interested, there's a guy called Harry Growler who has a channel on YouTube who was discussing it earlier. He was doing a wee narration in regards to what the trivium is. So it's worth checking out. So anyway, people, it's Saturday, so this is for the people. If you're there and you've got something to say, by all means, you can come in. We can discuss any topic. I prefer we stick kind of run about this whole question. But I know there's a lot of spiritual questions involved in this, so people have got questions about spirituality, religion, consciousness, all these types of things. So we can talk about anything. Any claims being made to things being objectively true, I'm going to flag it up and I'm going to push people to provide proof or highlight that they don't have any proof for certain claims. So, how are you doing in chat as well? Did anybody else get raptured? We'll just get that number in 2 seconds just to remind people if you want to phone or text. So I'm at the chat here. Andrew Calvert. Stefan, greetings from Mexico, Beyond the Imaginary Curve and all flatters. Nice one, Stefan. Thanks for letting us know. Again, somebody else, a different part of the world, Mexico this time. Excellent. Graham Ears, Teddy Boy, Richard Lee Buck, David Holdsworth. Cheers, Marshall. The number, if you want to phone or text, is 07393 654 544. I am risen, bitches. Only I get raptured. Lucky you. Are you speaking to us direct from the rapture zone? How does that work? Or have you got another date for us as people get the date wrong? I was highly disappointed, I have to admit. I thought, I don't need to put up with this bullshit anymore. I'm going to be raptured into forever bliss, and I don't have to think about any of it ever again, but it never happened. So here I am. And Tibbet's uppercut, Jonah Worms, powered by knowledge, West Coast wisdom. Hope you had a nice birthday the other day. Merrill, how you doing, mate? P900 cool pics. Luke Marshall, Aaron's playing. Jamie Brown, hope the meeting went well. And that's another aspect to this. If anybody's out there who wants to get some meetings happening, by all means, just use the platform. You can shout it out. You don't have to have anything spectacular arranged. If you want to if you're just somebody who's alone out there and you want to let people know that you're going to be at a certain cafe or a pub on a specific date, time, whatever it might be, you don't have to have it arranged where there's a huge group. If you're just out there and you're on your own, just come and shout it out, or we can shout it out for you. And you never know who'll show up, if you want to meet up with different people. So, again, if you want to join, you need to send an email to nocurve@gmx.com. If you do that, we will send you an email back with a link to come into the Hangout. So, are you there, Marshall? How are you doing?
Very good.
Right.
Couple of requests for the evening. If you're so let us know when you're ready for the links to go out.
I just file it.
Okay, mate. And I imagine people will be in a hurry to join the queue because we skipped a week. So
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm getting messages. I mean, I'm getting messages from the likes of the Timothy characters. Oh, your views have went half. Your views are. I don't give a fuck if the views are half. I don't give a fuck if the views are down to a tenth out there. It matters fucking not a jot. The questions are still there. The pursuit's still going to be there. The damage is done. Progress has been made. End of fucking story. It doesn't matter to me now, you know? This is this attitude, even with these clowns that are, globe loonies. It's all about views and viewing figures. I mean, it's like they're trying to build up this fucking, I don't know, a new wave of celebrities. And this is the new fucking entertainment scene, or whatever the fuck it is. If you're concerned about views and whatever else, then carry on. But here, I could not give a monkey's fuck about how many people are viewing. All I cared about, and still care about, is progress, making a difference and furthering it, and that's it. Now, for me, I've contributed to that, and I have done a hell of a lot. So from here on in, I can hold my head high. I do not give a monkey's if people get fed up, if people are no listening, people are no watching. I'll just switch it off and carry on as fucking normal. So, but this is a sign, because they know there's sociopathic, narcissistic type people involved in this. So they think that, they're going to get to you that way, that, you're going to be concerned about the viewing figures. Well, if you're somebody who's concerned about the viewing figures, I'm not really bothered about you being in any kind of prominent position in the first place. It's not about that, Craig Doyle, funny how the movement isn't growing. Where are you getting that from, Craig Doyle? You must be new. See, this is what happens. People are new maybe a couple of months, and they think because, they're fresh into it and it was new and exciting to them that it's going to spread overnight to an overnight sensation. There's people who have been involved in this for years. This question has never went away, So all this modern, take on it, and all these people claiming, I'm the first, and I've been here for 4 years, and I've been here for 5 years, and There's people fucking hundreds and maybe even thousands of years ago that knew that it was not a globe, and it's never really went away. This, for me, when you trace it, kicked in heavily when they created dipshit institutions like fucking NASA, and then had their other branch of Disney where they worked on the technology to be able to recreate images and special effects and fucking suits, and it's a fucking production outfit. NASA and Disney, that's what they are. They're no explorers, they're no real scientists. They are fucking using idiotic, needy, clingy, parasitic fucking morons. That's what they are. And they've got a cheek, and all these people that are trying to represent the globe have got a fucking cheek to even put science next to globe. It just shouldn't be there unless there's pseudo in front of it, right? Because there's fuck all scientific about the globe. The only science that's involved in the globe is the science of how to manufacture plastic and mould it into making fucking globes. That's the only science that's involved in the science of fucking people's minds. They are sciences, but there's nothing objectively true in the way of natural science that backs up it being really true. It's bollocks. So they've got a fucking cheek. I think, sorry, Marsh, you're going to say something there.
I've got a link out to Lee Kloss. Said he'd missed the last one we had due to the snipe. Now Lee will hold the door for a while, but there are other people are waiting. So Carbon, your link's pending there, dude. But Lee, if you're there, could you pick up now, please?
So, because again, people will see this with me. I just have a fucking zero tolerance. It's been too long now. I've got no patience for fucking stupidity. The globe is just childish idiocy, right? It doesn't belong in a scientific discussion. It's fucking bullshit, right? And I don't care. Oh, these great minds, they're fucking morons, right? They're either in on it or they're just fucking never thought about it. How anybody can look at the world around them and claim that they're interested in science and still profess that the earth is a nature-defying fucking testicle is beyond me. The only thing NASA and these people are exploring is new methods on their artistry and probably exploring each other's fucking underwear or some fucking thing. I don't know, right? But there's certainly no out there, representing you, the common man, the people out there exploring outer fucking space, because it doesn't exist, right? Do you know why it doesn't exist? Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, I get distracted there. look, I'm not going to keep going over and over it. It's up to people to discern and understand what science is and how the burden of proof works and what constitutes as proof of claims. Now, this whole nonsense about outer space, the vacuum, is bullshit. You know, in everyday practical experience in reality that positive pressure systems and vacuums, negative pressure systems cannot coincide with each other unless they are separated by a solid medium, right? So if anybody is claiming that there's water or a vacuum or some other fairy dust up there, right, it has to have a separation between it. Oh, but the pressure gets different, the pressure gets less. That's because all the weight of the air's all pressing down, right? But if there was a fucking vacuum up there, it would all just dissipate out into it. Gravity.
So I'm listening to that as a no-show for a minute, so I'm going to carbon your links coming out now.
If it's a snipe, this is what usually happens, people. Look, if this is any of these fucking dipshits, right, this is that usually goes on. And no offence if you're just somebody who's genuine out there that's requested a link. If any of these fucking dipshits come in, right, they're probably going to leave it a wee while until they've gained access, and then they'll try and shut it down. Now, for anybody who's making comments in regards to this happening, it's not that they've got passwords or we're allowing it to happen. This is my platform. This is my privacy. I set this hang up through my YouTube account, right? And I'm offering people to come in and have a chat. Now, if they disguise themselves as some other account, that's not my problem, right? They're deceptive, they're lying, they're sneaky, they're criminal. If they come in and they shut the hangout down, it's not my fault. It's not Marshall's fault. It's these fucking dipshits. The responsibility's with them. I shouldn't have to go changing, the apparatus that I'm using so that they can't snipe it. Fuck them. They're overstepping the mark. Right, there's a pile of messages here. Hi Dale, having a few doobs and Stella's myself. Too smashed to come on and chat. Dave, aka Question Everything. Sorry, my username is similar to your pals. It wasn't intentional. Right, no bother, Dave. That clears up that for me because I wasn't sure what was going on there because I know that Joe was Question Everything, but I think his was all capitals. So cheers for that, Dave. Rico, do you know any Globetars that could clear a load of rubbish upstairs in my garage? Maybe. I'll come in on Tuesday and clear it up. Hey, I know you live in Scotland. What's your opinion on building an off-grid home in a desolate area on land you do not own, like a long-term wild camping? Well, it's a much nicer option that, obviously I would embrace. But again, it comes down to this, and I really need to reiterate this to people. Hello?
Hello.
You alright, bud?
Alright, what's happening here? I try to, like it was saying when I came on the first time that I didn't have the Google Hangouts thing and I was having to create another account and that's how it didn't let me through. But man,
no bother, man. I'm just going to turn you up. Are you watching it on YouTube?
No, wait a minute. I'll try and turn it down. I'm watching it on my iPad, man.
Just there's a heavy echo. I went a wee bit now, but
yeah. If I explain, you don't need to be watching it as a hangout while you're connected to this, so you can mute the page that you're watching and you'll still hear it.
Oh, right.
Just while you're trying to figure that out there, I'm just going to finish what I was saying in regards to that text message. Obviously, living off grid would be a better way of life and stuff, but it comes into the realms again of, where are we? Is this where we're supposed to be? All these things are taken for granted when we're trying to come up with new ideas and concepts about ways of living. For me, it first has to be established that this is where you're supposed to be, that this is all that exists. None of that's been established. So how's that, man? Are you any better? You need to click your wee mic there and unmute yourself.
Right, I'm not sure how what he's saying, how to turn it down, like for what I'm viewing. I'm only watching it through Hangouts, I'm sure.
That's cool. It's all sorted, man. Carry on.
Nice one.
Right, no, I was just I phoned a couple of weeks ago as well, and I was trying to get on, but obviously that never happened. But it was just to basically show face and can I know that I'm here, whatever. But I've looked like a lot of people like to call it conspiracy theories, but the way I see it's just official stories or the official view. And really, when Broken Ground start to investigate, the people that are telling you this, it doesn't make any sense. So obviously, what do? You do your own investigating, your own research, and you come to your own conclusions. And that's how I think it's been a wee bit easier for me, realise, so to speak, because way before, even when I was looking at all these conspiracies, I was like, I know obviously the government are corrupt, they don't have the people's best interests at heart, and a lot of people just like living in their own bubble and don't want to seek the truth or don't want to look for themselves. They think that the more important things are like Facebook and what's going on about them or whatever, but I see it differently. And it's just, I know how obviously, as you say as well, it's not really their fault, it's just like they see us as being being brainwashed and stuff like that, when we know for a fact that we're the ones that are doing the research. As you said before, obviously the people that believe the earth is flat is because they have done the research, they know.
Yeah.
And like I myself, as I said, I was a skeptic, and I was like that. I looked at a 5-minute video. I was going to say, right, I watched this flat earth video and that'll be it for me. I'll not look at it again. That's fine. That's it. Debunked, whatever, away. And I watched it. I was like, right, fair point. I went and I tried to, as you do, you're in shock. You're like, oh, this couldn't be right. Blah blah blah. Try to prove the globe's real. You try to prove that you've not been lied to on this such a big scale. But the more you look into it, the more the facts just, as you say, reveal themselves and just prove.
That's it. Well, that's it. That's a reflection of you, bud, because you've got the intellectual honesty, just as you say. You know, people try and paint this image of people like us that just take an idea and want to believe in it, but it's not the truth. You know,
I've said to people countless times. I said, don't, as you say, like, what the only thing you can say is like, don't believe me. Do your own research. Look for yourself. But anytime, even as well as I said before when I was on the phone, like, I try and break it down for them, explain it as simply as you can, and it always ends up coming back to I but, and obviously things that don't make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like to do with the stars, whatever. But obviously that, like I would do, like, base it obviously in what you understand, what you can observe, test, repeat yourself. You know what I mean? Like, don't believe people's word for it. Like, they always come back to, oh, these scientists will know, they'll understand. But obviously, as you've proven quite evidently, you've got a guy who has went through university, who's done this stuff and knows himself that that's not the case. So what do you need to prove to them that these guys don't know it all? And they just keep feeding it, and that's it. Aye.
It's a hard process, man. You know, there's loads of aspects to it, but first and foremost, you know, as I was saying about the channel user Harry Growler, he started focusing on the trivium. The trivium's a method that you can use, and it's a method that you use in order to, you know, how you think, how you assess information. You know, people are missing that part. So people have been sold this attitude that, you know, everything's figured out, and there's these institutions who are high-powered and all-knowing, and it's difficult for them because they've invested. People that you know have invested in that. You know.
Aye, exactly. And when I realised myself, like, obviously, like, once you get past the fact that, oh, how could they do it? Why would they do it? Blah blah. You need to come down to the core and deal with, as you say perfectly, like, deal with the claim, and then obviously you can't get sidetracked a lot. Blah blah blah. Like, deal with the claim, and that's what, like, as you say as well. I think it's funny, like, if it did crumble, like, look at everything. Like, obviously all the universities that did this stuff, even for advertisements, like on buses, like, just stupid stuff you see all the time. The stupid Universal logo, all this stuff, like even like a lot of institutions based on this fundamental base, like, construct is obviously, as you say, a false axiom. Like, all this stuff will be put in the plug hole after it is, like, fully exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it is funny, like, you hear them talk about it, but they don't come up with any solid evidence, solid facts or proof to show what they're saying is real. And obviously we do. Like, that's what like, even my mum, right, I say to her every day, and she's fed up and she says, oh, I don't care, whatever. But, like, I don't know, it's just, it's hard, man. Like, I say it all the time, and if we were talking a lot of shit, we wouldn't be able to speak so much, you know what I mean? Like, you would come to an end, but obviously the truth will always show. So
it's difficult for people, you know, if you were approaching them and some PhD or letters after your name, and you were, you know, a well-to-do type, they would probably listen to you. But when it's just us, you know, common people, you know, apparently we're not clever enough to be able to talk about any of this stuff. We're not clever enough to be able to take control of our own minds and assess the world we live in. You know, but that's the bullshit that's sold to us.
Yep, like the guys in my work, like, I was kind of big on I don't even bother with conspiracy theory stuff anymore. Like, obviously I think this is way more important, because as a lot of people said before when I was talking about stuff like that, they were like, oh, well, you can't really prove it doesn't affect your life. But, well, this is different, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say this to them, but because as well they are so heavily invested in the fact that, like, oh, space and all these programs and satellites and all this stuff, and it is hard obviously to, like, break away from that. Even myself, when I know for a fact, like, the earth is flat, I know 100% beyond any shadow of a doubt, right, it's fucking flat and that's it, right? And like, there was another thing, a Guinness World Record, I'm sure, I can't remember who it was that took the photo, but it was over, I think it was like 443 kilometres or something like that away. I think it was standing in Spain, and they took photos, like, I think it was mountains in Switzerland and France or something like that. Well, obviously another, like, a solid proof, as I said to people that I've said this to, like, Guinness is you can't just show up. You actually need to pay for the record for a start, but you can't just show up. I can't put a video on, say I'm going to eat 100 square sausage, eat one, fast forward it, and then, oh, I've ate 100, you know what I mean? Obviously it's measured, it's slide in that way, so that can't be fake. You know what I'm saying? That distance, which shouldn't be possible on a globe as well.
Yeah.
And like I know obviously beyond a shadow of doubt, there's flat, and it's just like trying to obviously get through to people with the easiest way that you can. You know what I mean? But obviously because they're so heavily invested in all this stuff, like even as I was going to say, sorry, even sometimes even though I know the Earth's flat, sometimes like I'll think on a scale like I'll think for it, space isn't real, like kind of the way that we've been taught, like, and it is like you do, like you say, you don't want to believe that the Earth's flat, whatever. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? The facts show that that's the case. It's nobody's fault. You just need to kind of deal with it, and once you do the research, it'll come to show.
And you don't have any bias the way it's portrayed. You know, it's not like me or you had a bias or a preference for it to be a level plane or a triangle or a fucking square. You know, it's just that if the subject comes to you, you delve into it, you look at it, you're looking for flaws, you're trying to falsify things, and before you know it, you're going, look, I can't. You know, I'm too honest with myself. I can't believe in this anymore. You know, that's the difference.
The whole point as well. Like when I did look into stuff like say 9/11, whatever, there's an official story portrayed, and you look at the story at face value, where supposedly 19 whoever it was hijackers hijacked 4 planes on the same day and crashed them into buildings, blah blah blah. And when like that's the view that's portrayed, right? So when you're classed as a conspiracy theorist, it's just looking at an optional view, as you say, taking the facts, looking at the evidence, how it adds up, what is actually the case.
Yeah.
So I don't see like when you're talking with this brush, or you're nutty, where's your tinfoil hat on this? It is stupid, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is taking the original view or standpoint, bringing it back and saying, well, we'll look at it at this point and see how it doesn't add up, how it doesn't make sense. And 9 times out of 10, it shows that the government are lying. When people, they know, like as you said in your interviews before, or do you trust the government? Of course nobody does. But when it comes to this, they're 100%, they're not lying at this.
Yeah.
Because obviously sorry, on you go.
No, it's just because it's been pushed so heavily that the propaganda involved in about this subject has been pushed through generations so heavily. You know, even right to this very day, as I said the last time, you know, the radio, the TV, it's just globe, images of globe fucking everywhere, you know? So it's huge to people.
And the funny thing is as well, like I've realised, like before I was kind of like introduced to the concept that like obviously, well everything that I've been taught could really be a lot of shite. Like the things like you say about like water obviously being level and the horizon, like you do like see this stuff, but you don't click to put 2 and 2 together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like obviously nobody's stupid enough to be like, oh water does cover whatever, but you don't kind of make that distinction like when you've not been revealed to it, so to speak. Like if you've not been, like, it's obviously a hard subject and it does matter, but it's like it's hard to cover. I mean, like, you do start, like, even for me now, like I look at everything, I'm observing and I'm looking and realising obviously how it can be and whatever. Like even for example the sun and the moon, every morning when I was going to work, I only stay about like, maybe 10-15 minutes from my work. Every single morning when I left the house at about 7:25, they'd be at work for 7:30, the sun and the moon were in the sky above my head every single morning, right, at this in September, at the first maybe quarter of the month. Now I said this to the guys, I've got a globe model thing on my phone, and I was showing to them, like, if this is the globe, the sun and the moon are above us, underneath there's nothing at all, blah blah blah. Just obviously point it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like what you can actually realise, well, you wouldn't really like make that distinction obviously, like if you hadn't been exposed to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody now, like I've got past the fact that even if people think I'm nutty, whatever, but when you start bringing it down and explaining it to them, you obviously you know that you're being logical and reasonable. Do you know what I'm saying? When everything they come up with is just hearsay and stuff that they've been told.
Yeah, that's the difference, mate. You're actively inquiring, where other people are just basing things on assumptions, which is a fallacy in their part, you know?
Aye, exactly. I even know it's good now, because like when you're watching these like documentaries and that, you can see the bullshit like right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? Like I've got a wee brother as well. He's 15, and even he can see it. And like even my man that are like, oh, you've brainwashed him, this that. But it's like he'll go and he'll look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? And he understands that it can be like the way stuff behaves, obviously logically. And like anybody can look up definition of science, and perfect obviously saying about testable, observable, like you say, and you look up pseudoscience based on belief. It's right in front of your eyes, and when you take it on that level and pursue it like that, it just obviously the facts show, and it's none of this but like the stars, whatever, or the pictures. You know what I'm saying? It's like once everything's broken down, even the stuff that they claim, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
But aye. No, but I'm glad that I could come on there, because I've been trying to get on for a few weeks. It was just to basically say like my view, and obviously how, and it was obviously I had seen Eric Dubé's stuff and that, but I kind of like went away for a while, and it was like, well, I'd looked at a lot of his stuff, but I was like, I can't really take this and show people in this term. But once you obviously interviews and stuff with the water level and horizon and all that, just makes it 100 times easier. easier and basically better, obviously, to show and easily explain to people that that this is the
Good. Nice one, bud.
thanks very much, and I'm sorry about that at the start. I couldn't go on that. This is the first time I've come on it, and it was seen as a lot of hassle and fucking bullshit like that. But I appreciate you letting us on, man. But thanks very much for that, Dale.
I appreciate you coming, man. Anytime, you're welcome to come anytime, man.
I'll probably be a wee bit better prepared next week, and I'll know what I'm doing, and I'll hopefully be able to come on again then.
Excellent.
Right, that's great. Thanks very much, man.
What's your name? Sorry, bud. What's your name?
It's Lee. It's Lee.
Lee. Cheers, mate.
Aye. Right. Thanks very much, Dale, mate.
Take it easily. See you all in a while.
Cheers. Right, you too. Bye bye.
Cheers, buddy. Are you going to speak there, Marshall?
Yeah, I was going to say the other link that went out to Carbon, he's having trouble for a minute and he's considering whether it's better to phone in or not. So I'm leaving a bit of air there if he wants to phone Carbon, if you want to phone in now. And Sheeps, your link's coming out in a second.
Who?
Sheeps and Neeps.
Right, cool. I'm just going to read through some of these messages. Dale, I was placing research flat earth flyers all around Leeds pubs, about 5 per pub, and most were going on their mobiles after reading them. Was good to see. Brian Ofsky. Excellent, Brian. Good man. That's the kind of stuff that's required, especially if people are sitting in pubs. You know, sometimes people are not going to be engaging in conversation or whatever. They might have time just to sit there and it might pique their interest and they'll get straight on their phone and start having a look at it. Excellent. I mean, that kind of activism, indirect, and it's people's choice whether or not they actually decide that they're going to go and look at it. So it's good stuff. Somebody sent a message, hi Dale, things can only get better. Well, you would think so. Dale, keep up the great work. You have inspired me greatly to speak the truth. We finally have something to turn the tide on these motherfuckers. Peace and love, brother. Alan from Windsor. Cheers, Alan. I mean, it really does. I mean, it breaks through the whole lot. Oh, we've got somebody here. Des, you need to unmute your mic, Des.
I think that's it, is it?
That's it.
Okay. It's Sheeps and Apes. How do? It's Des. I've been doing this for you before.
How you doing, bud?
No bad. I was hearing the carry on about the gravity thing. You know, what a fucking carry on, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the explanation for too many things, you know. And the reality is that we need to look at this in a psychological kind of reality sense. And we can observe the whole world round about us. We can see things that happen, you know. We observe natural things in our environment. We know what up and down is, left and right. We know if we're feeling a bit spinny or if we've had too much to drink. And you know, these effects are not something that can con everybody. You know, these things happen. We can see them. Yet they're trying to lead us to believe that. And okay, I'm not going to get right here. I'm going to be able. I haven't got any verified proof on this, but here we go. You've got the ball, okay? So you're standing somewhere on this ball, and you may be like 73 degrees at an angle here, and 96 degrees here, and 120 degrees here on this ball. But however, in your own understanding and in your own mind, I'm standing upright. I actually feel like I'm standing upright. Everybody you talk to, you can speak to people in Australia, as you do. I know you do. And he'll tell you, I'm standing upright. I feel like I'm standing upright. We can't all have the same sensation all around the globe of standing upright, yet we're all standing at different fucking angles. It just doesn't make fucking sense. Everything looks level. We're all standing upright, but no. We're all bendy and we're all standing upside down and lying sideways, and that's fucking mental. It's fucking mental.
It's true, man. You know, I mean, you point that out to people all the time. You know, all these things, your eyes, your internal balance. You know, it starts from a level, you know, playing field, and you're up, down. Your sense of direction, your balance is based from the level.
Yep.
You know? I mean, it's simple.
It really is. To try and comprehend it into adding mathematical figures to it by saying, oh, but if you take the trajectory of this and multiply it by the pi of squared in Einstein's theory, then obviously you're delusional and you can't understand it. Oh, fucking hell. Jesus, I never knew that. I need to get a lot fucking cleverer to understand I'm fucking standing upside down. I never knew that.
I mean, even these morons that are professing to be on the ISS, when you watch them, you know, whatever they're dangling from, you can see their natural instinct is to push their head back upwards. I mean, it doesn't matter what way they're lying, what angle they get into, you can see their neck bending. It's like, your head will always automatically, anybody can try this, you'll always try to center yourself back upright again.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's good, that. Yeah, I've seen that. To me, though, I go a bit even more further than that, I would have to say. And this explains the kind of way. Here we are, we're sitting in a car and we're driving along in a car. You stick your head out the window in a car. Let's say we're driving at 60, 70 mile an hour. We stick our head out the car. There's air flying. Wow, you notice that. I feel that. That's crazy. I can feel the difference outside my car with the wind flying past. Okay, that's one thing. However, if you're inside the car, and they've done experiments like this inside trains and stuff like that as well, you can throw a ball to each other if you're inside, and you can throw it, and it's not aware from the outside perspective. You're traveling fast, and that ball gets thrown, and okay, understand all that shit. We can get that. However, I'm inside the fucking ISS, and I'm floating. I'm floating inside the ISS. Woo! And then I open the hatch, and I go outside the ISS, and I'm still floating. It's the same fucking floating outside and floating inside. How are you doing the same thing when that fucking vehicle must be doing that you're in? It should be doing the same thing as well. It should be on a floating thing. But no, they explain that by saying it's traveling at 47,500 fucking miles an hour in a downward fucking eclipse of the fucking Earth. So therefore, that's the floating sensation. No, the floating sensation is supposed to be that you're in outer space. Not because you're going like the fucking space, like the aeroplanes. They do the paragliding thing, they do dump it down, and they do the floating experiment on there. This is what they're trying to say is why you're floating as you're going round or not. And various other fucking explanations that you're in space and in the fucking... No. It doesn't ring true to me. You can't be inside the ISS with the same experience floating inside it and then floating outside it. It doesn't make sense.
Even when they've tried to use these examples of traveling within a train before, the difference is that they're claiming that the Earth's not a closed system, so that they're again misrepresenting their actual claim, because you would have to then postulate that there's a solid seal around the Earth containing it and holding it in. But that's not what they're claiming. They're claiming that this vacuum and this Earth are right next to each other without any solid separation. So it's not a closed system that they're claiming.
Yeah, exactly.
So their examples are misrepresentations of their actual claim.
Yeah, well, to me, in my mind, just looking at the ISS and them floating inside it and floating outside it explains it all to me. That just says, no, that's complete and utter fucking nonsense. You're not up there at all. It doesn't make sense. No. But let's get more to reality of things they can't fucking prove. And however, we live in the north. We live in Scotland. Scotland's a big fucking place, and it's full of barren places. I can go up the west coast of Scotland. Shit, my phone's not working. Fucking hell, can't get a signal. GPS is fucked now. No GPS, no phone signal. Why? Because I've came off the main road. I've came off the capitalised world of fucking this is where you should be, kept in your fucking captivity hub. Yeah. And when you're outside that captivity hub, there's no GPS there. You can't get GPS. But it's in satellite, it's in space, it can find you everywhere. Bollocks. Go and prove it yourself, get the fuck out of the city, and go and see some sheeps and neeps and fucking cows in the fields, and you'll find your GPS doesn't work when you get out there. Sheeps don't need fucking GPS. You don't need to find them.
That's it. You move outside of the signal. There's loads of people experience that. I mean, people are experiencing it every day. But the penny still doesn't fucking drop with them. No, far from it. Yeah, and that's the other thing about the ISS. 20 years up there, 17,500 miles an hour, space debris, fucking satellites, all these different things. Not once have they ever had any, incident of being struck, any catastrophe. Nothing. Zip. Everything they ever achieve was perfect. Every spacewalk, perfect. Every time something's broken, fixed without a fucking issue. Yet here on the ground, you can't even do that with a car. With all the tools and everything that you need. You still need to run into problems and issues, regardless of how many times you've done it.
Yeah.
So it's just total fucking fantasy. Yeah.
Oh, it completely is. It completely is. It's their doing. It's this is what they want to give us, their reality of what things are, and the history is the same as well. We only know the history of what they're feeding us. Yeah. But I was going to get on to a point there. about someone. I can't remember what it was. It was just what he was on about.
Right.
I know there's about a million things, isn't there? And it triggers back in. And you can find the loop that the thing that's wrong, and it's like, hold on, this doesn't ring reality, and you come back into it again. And it really is about reality, isn't it? It's about, hold on, I don't know what it was, and I get this with your spiritualist stuff as well. I mean, I did get this when I was younger, and metaphysics and all that. I mean, this is where a lot of things were going, and you were out the realm and try to figure things out that weren't quite right. And I think the real reason we were kind of doing that is because the whole thing wasn't right in the beginning. We were fucking led in such a fucking wrong path that this is how things start making sense. But you get magicians, okay? And the art of being a magician is managing to tell you, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you these fucking cards, and I'm going to make you get that card. And it's how they do it. You can watch them like a fucking hawk, but they still do their little movement. They do it right in front of your fucking face. And you're left there like, how the fuck did they do that? I watched them, and I fucking seriously watched it, but they conned me. I don't know how. Now, if you take that fucking realism and look at the moon landings and shit, then you start to understand how magic works. Because see the cutscenes and things like that, and the interpretations of how things really are, when what I was actually trying to do was show you a card going over that way, but at the same time as you was looking at that hand, this hand was going around here, taking that out there. And this is the same illusions and shit that they play with you. They gave you a fucking screen to watch. Everybody was watching that screen. They didn't see the reality. Right, getting back to try to get out of this atmosphere. You can't get out of this fucking atmosphere. Nobody's been showed you any evidence of getting out of the atmosphere. They want to show you the big fucking lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. They show you the lift off and they show you the fucking landing. What we want to see is this difficult situation of trying to escape Earth's pull, Earth's supposed fucking gravity. Let's see how you fucking escape the gravity bit. That's the bit we want to see, because that's the bit that's wandering in our minds. We're thinking, right, if we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and we're fucking traveling at 47,500 miles an hour, soon as you go from everything's normal here, and when you go up in a balloon, it's still nothing's moving at all, and then suddenly everything's moving and we're moving at 47,000 miles an hour and the fucking world's spinning around. How the fuck do you get from that to that? They didn't explain that bit. I want to see the camera where that bit is like, holy shit, that was fucking scary. You see how they managed to get through there? We've never seen that because they haven't fucking done it. They haven't fucking done it.
Exactly. We have to go 1,500 miles an hour with the spin of the earth so we get the slingshot effect. But we're not going to show you any of the crucial stuff. We'll fire the rocket up until it levels off, and then we'll cut to a cartoon. Exactly. No, it's just as you say, keep the fucking cameras rolling. In fact, put 360 cameras all run your fucking rocket, and don't switch them off, don't edit it, don't cut. Fire the fucking rocket up and let us see the whole transition, the whole journey. No cuts, no edits, nothing. But as you say, it doesn't exist because they're not doing that,
Exactly. That is exactly it. And it's not a fucking difficult question to ask.
No, and human beings, you think about it, you bring it back, as you say, to the level. If that was me or you, if say me and you devised this fucking, vehicle that we knew we could get to outer fucking space, as human beings,
let's show this.
Aye, we're going to be showing everybody and ramming it in everybody's face. Look what we done, look at this fucking, and we would be desperate to prove it to people because we had really done it, but they don't, because they're no fucking doing it.
No, that we've also seen videos of NASA explaining, and this is after they've been to the fucking moon. We've got videos of them explaining how the problems it's going to be in space when they get to outer space and stuff like that. And it's like, hold on, though. We've been to outer space. We've been there, I'll tell you another thing that's been bothering me lately. We'll look up, and when we see all around us, we'll look up at the sky. There's the sun, and there's the moon. Now, they look a similar kind of size, but they're in the sky, and they're up above us. We're looking up above us. As they travel, there they go, and then they're going away in a distance, or they're coming from a distance. It appears like that. That's what I see. And we've got up in balloons, and when we go up in balloons, the footage that I've seen, or the balloon footage I've seen, the sun is right about there. It's not fucking up here. It's not away up in the air. It's kind of level. So I got to thinking, right, if that's where we're seeing the sun in a balloon when we're going up, and the balloon's up there for a few hours as well, so you'd expect some kind of travel of the sun as well. But we've never actually seen a balloon footage of the sun being above the balloon. I'll go and look for it. I'll go and hear a search for it, but I've not seen it. I have looked already, so blah, blah, blah. I then am getting to the thought, oh, right, if you went beyond where that balloon is, if you went higher than that, what are you going to see? I mean, you'd be looking down on a sun and a moon and an earth. That's kind of what you would maybe be seeing if you could go beyond that. But the best to our knowledge right now with the balloon footage, a real footage, I'm talking about real provable footage that we've seen, is we haven't seen up above beyond the earth. We've seen balloon footage and stuff like that that's verifiable and provable and testable, and we can fucking do it again and again and again. And that's where the sun is, about here, up in when we're in a balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah, I just had other thoughts going on in my mind there, talking about the outer space bollocks. We're supposed to believe that all these planets are, being dragged by the sun and the fucking gravitational pull of the sun and this, that and the other. So we've got this sun pulling these vast fucking bodies, these testicle rocks, thousands of miles in circumference being pulled and dragged by this sun. But these fucking dipshits are sending up wee fucking robots that are powerful enough to escape any of this gravitational pull from anywhere and go direct to their destination. It's just fucking lunacy. Absolute fucking lunacy.
Yeah, well, sorry.
I was just, I've been off of what you were saying there, Matt, just because I had it in my mind. But no, I mean, obviously, there's not enough for these balloon footages for me. There's nothing there that I can really get anything from. But I can concur with what you're saying about the sun. As I've referenced a few times, a family member of mine, taking an image from an aeroplane while they were in the dark, and the sun is in the distance, eye level with them, and you can see the full circle of the sun.
Yeah.
It is at that height. And if that sun is in your visual range, then it doesn't take a genius to work out if the light source is coming from 93 million miles away. Why the fuck is the sky I'm sitting in dark?
Yeah.
If that light source is in my visual range, the sky shouldn't be fucking dark.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just cannot get this through my fucking head at all about the sun being 93 million miles away. Whatever millions of miles, you can put it 1 million miles, and even 1 million miles is fucking sounds ridiculous to me. It just sounds fucking beyond belief. Well, what they try to say is the fucking stars, like the stars that you see, they try to say that they are suns as well. Is that what they say?
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Yeah, well, the ones we see in our eyes, when we look up at the sky and there's stars there, science is telling us that they are stars, or what are they?
Well, you've got the luminaries, you've got the stars, and you've got the planets.
Yeah, you've got the planets, yeah, but the stars that we see, what are they? I think the scientists and people, I think the general consensus is they are suns. Is this right or wrong?
I think so, aye.
Yeah. So we've here's us as a planet, and there's our sun, okay? And we are supposed to be revolving around our fucking sun. But we'll look up at the stars, and every one of these is a star. So every one of them is a sun. So there must be fucking planets revolving around all them as well, okay? So you get this image that if that's a sun, and there'll be planets revolving around it, so that looks like galaxies. No, it can't be, because we just found a galaxy beyond our galaxy. But the stars are in our galaxy because we can fucking see them. Oh no! You're confusing things now, Des. Yeah, calm down now. Sheeps and Neeps is going bad. Didn't think so. Yeah, they're either fucking suns or they're no fucking suns. I didn't think so. I think you're right with what you're saying. Exactly what people have said for fucking generations. They are the luminaries, and that's the best we can fucking know is they're luminaries.
Well, they're trillions of miles away, apparently, and 93 million away, but you can zoom in on them with a camera or a telescope. That's no problem. Mm-hmm. But you can see that in regards to you're saying about the sun and the moon. They look the same size, so they've obviously said, oh well, people are going to ask questions. People are going to realise eventually that they're in some sort of designed environment here. So their mathematics, they had to make out that the sun was much further away and much bigger. The mathematics just correspond to that fairy tale rather than just being the same size. Whether or not they're actual solid bodies of terra firma, I don't know that. Nobody that I know knows that. We're just referencing and talking about things that we can all see in the sky, but what these things are, I don't know, and I don't know anybody that does know. You know?
No, no. Well, I can tell you by fucking science, okay? Well, I can tell you by science that we know how far away they are because science has worked out why we can't see so far. They've worked out that there's a parallel convergence in our fucking vision, and we can only see so far before it becomes a horizon because the meets blah blah blah. And the other version of that is, we can only see so far because then it starts to curve, the fucking bend in the fucking world goes. So you can't see that far either. But what they're basically saying is this is how far you can see because that's everything goes to a fucking climax and it comes to a crucial end. The train tracks down they go. So you can only see so far. It's scientifically proved. It's proved by us because we know we've done it. There's how far we can fucking see.
Yeah.
So we look up and we see things and, well, this is how far we can see. This is how far a human can see. But hold on. When science comes on the go and NASA comes in, you can suddenly see fucking millions of fucking light years away. How the fuck do you work that out? How the fuck can I see 50 miles and I can't see any more than 250 miles because there's a curve and this shit and it's your perspective, but the horizon meets and the sky meets. If they meet that far and you can only see that far, then how can you see further than that? If that's how far you can only see, you know, it's this conclusion, it's this dilemma of if you can only see that far, how can you see further? So you can't go from you can only see on Earth a few hundred miles, but when you look out the sky, you can see fucking trillions of light years away. With no. And how long does it take for the light to get to you? I mean, this is what they talk about, light years, isn't it? These things that you see are so far away that you can't actually, they might not be there. They might not be there. That
reminds me of a bullshit fucking story I remember from a good few years ago. And it was something like, if you know, these stars and planets are so far away and, you know, that star that you're seeing could have actually burned out millions of years ago, but you're still seeing the light. So theoretically, and this is where they go with their fucking mental gymnastics. We hear this for a fucking cracker. Yeah. Theoretically, if you were on one of these other stars observing Earth, you know, what you would actually be seeing would be light from 60 million years ago. So you could probably see dinosaurs in there. Because, you know, that's how long it's taken for that to travel. I mean, what the fuck? I've actually had conversations with people about this. Utter fucking lunacy, you know?
That's just crazy.
Just as you say, you know, we're looking through so much moisture. I can go to a swimming pool and I can stand above a swimming pool and I can see clearly the bottom of the swimming pool. But if you go into that swimming pool and you put your goggles on, you're not going to be able to see the other end of that fucking pool.
No.
Because moisture's having an effect on how far you can see. But yet they're still trying to make you believe that you're seeing 238,000 miles, 93 fucking million miles, 2 trillion fucking miles. I mean, crazy.
I think our own judgment can tell us that when we look up at the moon and on a clear night, on a full moon, when you look up at a clear night on a full moon and you can see that you can actually see fucking definition in that object up there. If I can see definition in that object up there, I don't think I'm seeing that far. I don't think my vision's that fucking good. I'm getting old, Del. I'm getting fucking old, man. Again, I had better vision when I was younger, but when I see it, it's like, maybe as you get older, the space-time travel fucking warps. Einstein will tell us about that. Fucking shite.
Yeah.
That Einstein, you know that Einstein was full of crap. You know that the things he said, have you seen the image that he's got with the tongue sticking out? Do you not? This is the same as that Miley Cyrus kind of thing, you know? It's this mockery that they give you. This is this mockery. It's just like, if you can believe that, you're a fucking fool.
Exactly. Yep. These guys will just do it as idols with their pseudoscience and their fucking mathematical language to baffle the people, you know? And Albert Einstein was a buddy of fucking George Lemaitre, the man that's credited with the Big Bang fucking lunacy, a Jesuit fucking priest. So they're making these fucking stories up and then their buddies are helping them out, creating mathematical constructs to try and give it some sway, you know? It's just fucking crazy stuff. But
yeah. If we come off the flat earth subject and go on about the delusional side of fucking sociology and psychology, in the way manipulation of man. It gets very fucking deep. But I would have to say how I got here onto this subject was I have looked at a lot of these so-called conspiracy theories. Now, the fucking term, as soon as you start, it's the same fucking shit. As soon as you start conspiracy theory, it triggers this other symptom in your mind, because that's the way we've been programmed. We've been programmed like that. You hear the word conspiracy and you think, oh, okay, take this with a pinch of salt, but let me hear it, you know?
Yeah.
And a conspiracy is not a conspiracy. You know, I can give you better intellectual words to explain what this fucking actually is, but we've heard them all. And you get to these conspiracies and you go and try and figure them out yourself. And you get all the knowledge and you get all the evidence that you can. And you find out it can't get broken down. This all leads to one fucking conclusion. After you prove this one, and you prove that one, and you prove this one, and you prove this one, it's like there's so many lies. There's so many fucking lies. You know how the financial system is run and how all that works and how your courts and all these things. This is a carry on the way that they try and infringe. Well, for example, a lot of stupid things like you've maybe drove down a bus lane by mistake and you're going to get a letter through your doors telling you you've got to pay a fucking £30 fine because you've drove down a bus lane. And it's like, what kind of law is this? What have I done wrong? You was on a bus lane. We've seen your car on the bus lane. We've got a picture of it. We've got it on fucking CCTV. It's your car and you're the registered keeper. The registered keeper? Oh, shit. Oh, that means I must be done. Do I own that car? No, you're the registered keeper. And it starts getting even deeper then when you start looking at that. What do you mean I'm a registered keeper? No, you don't own your fucking car. If you own that car, that means that nobody can come along and steal that car and crush it for something, because that would be a crime. That would be stealing something for you. But they can't steal it for you because you don't fucking own it.
Yeah.
You don't own it because you're just a registered keeper. But because you're just a registered keeper and you've driven on the bus lane, we want to fine you and take fucking money off you. And if you don't fucking pay that fucking fine, then we're going to take you to court and it's £30. £30 is what it is. If you don't pay it in fucking 7 days, it'll be £60. If you don't pay it in fucking 28 days, it'll be £90. And if you don't pay it in 90 days, fuck you. I'm not paying it. I never did any fucking criminal fucking doing wrong. All I did was went doing a wrong way. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong place. And I fucking stopped. This is a real life conversation. I fucking stopped thinking, what have I done here? And people were looking at me like, oh, waving, like, no, you can't do that. Or what have I done wrong? And I stopped and I'm looking about me. There's no traffic. There's cars parked. Some are parked that way. Some are parked the other way. I'm thinking, am I doing a one way or something? Didn't I can? I'll drive on. And I drive on slowly. Nothing's happened. Carried on. Got to the end junction. Carried on my way. Travelled. A few days later, I get a fucking note through my door saying, oh, you've parked in a fucking, you've drove in a bus lane. That's just nonsense, isn't it?
It's like, it's almost like the hypnotist, just making sure that he's got you under the, his hypnotic spell. He's obviously got little testers to make sure he has you under. And these things for me are exactly like that. It's like, we'll just keep pushing it and, see how far under we actually have people. And just as you say, examples like that, for fuck's sake, I'm on a bit of concrete in a specific area upon the earth, that somebody's trying to get money off me for because I've done that. I mean, what the fuck is going on? And it's for me, again, it's just a tester to see, how apathetic and passive people actually are. How far under the hypnosis do we actually have them here? And then we can start implementing even more of these ridiculous things and see how far we can take it,
Yep, exactly. I mean, if I heard all this fucking hype about the 23rd of December, it's going to be the end of the world and all this kind of fucking shit's going to happen. If anything was going to happen, okay, it was going to be some backdoor fucking plans were going to be made to fucking clamp down on us again. There's going to be some more rules and regulations put through, some kind of fucking crap like that. There's not going to be the end of the world, and there's not going to be, we're still speaking now, Del. I mean, no volcanoes have happened round about fucking Paisley or nothing like that, is there?
Maybe we shifted into another dimension and we just don't even know it, man. I mean,
oh shit, I forgot about that. We've got to keep on the science side of things at times. Reality is not what we perceive it to be. Yeah?
It's an abstract thing that you can never understand. Therefore, you need priests to tell you.
Oh well. But yeah, it gets deep when it comes to that, doesn't it? Again, well, they like. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks.
No, I'm glad I got in and had a wee up to you. Okay?
Right, next one.
It's fucking spot on. It's better than hearing that fucking boggy hoop fucker, I tell you that. That boy's a fucking idiot, though. I mean, you're not going to say it because, well, you do say it, but let's bring him up just for a moment, just to how he's a fucking ridiculous fucker he is, and the reality of what it really is, though. You know, you're trying to make a point at just getting someone through. You don't want to make no fucking money. You don't want no glorification. You don't want fuck all. Just like anybody else out here, we don't want any of that shit. It's just, hey, do you want to just listen to the fucking reality a minute and listen how you're getting fucking conned, how you're being stupefied into fucking believing this shit. And then once you fucking understand that shit, you need to think about, why is there people coming in and trying to stop you from thinking these things? I mean, they're not trying to come in with any try a reality check of he's broke into your channel and going to give you, sorry guys, I really need to give you some good conversation here about how this is wrong. No, he's trying to fucking poof it up and try to be some kind of weird fucking freak of nature and turn it into some kind of shit fucking glorification fucking puppet show. Get what I mean? Try to media and, oh, it's a laugh and it's a joke and it's a troll thing or some, just fuck off and do your own fucking shit, whatever the fuck it is you're going to try to do, and leave us to try and get to the fucking truth and the point of fucking things.
You can try and dress up as that what they fucking like, but we know the acts and we know what's going on. These Muppets think that you know that people don't see it, so they keep up this pretense and this act like, oh, I'm just a troll, I'm saving people. It's just utter fucking lunacy, you know. Because I've made that point before. If it was just a bunch of people who are not really any threat to the majority, because it's a self-evident blue fucking testicle, there'd be no need for any of this behaviour. But you know, it continues to fucking happen. So it says a lot, you know.
Well, let's go to the fucking basics. So how you fucking start a fucking argument in a conversation when you've heard shit about people speaking. Oh, you've only heard one side of the conversation. Oh, you only heard the other side. Oh, okay, right enough, okay. All right, let's go to that then. What fucking side of the conversation have you heard about? The globe. Fuck all. All you got taught was the fucking globe. So when you went to hear the other side of the conversation, oh, I don't want to hear that. So you're breaking your own fucking principles and boundaries that you fucking already set up. You set up like, oh, you know the gossip. Fucking carry on, Del. You know the gossip in the fucking cities, you know the gossip in towns, you know the gossip in villages. I've only heard one side of this story. Let me hear the other side of the story first as well, and then I'll make a decision. So when you only get told in school that there is only one thing, it's gravity in a ball, that's it, end of fucking story. Hold on though, can I get another side? No, you're not allowed another side. You're not allowed to fucking think anything else apart from what we fucking tell you. That's not right. That tells you that there's oppression. That tells you it's wrong, because the media would be presenting a different culture of what it might be. You wouldn't get universal pictures showing you a globe with a universal rune. Everything is just revolved around that. Like, that's it. We've already discovered that. Move on. Stop thinking about anything else and just accept it. I can't accept it. I want a bit more proof before I want to accept it. Sorry.
And you have every right, that's the problem, you know, and people have every right to question it without, you know, censorship, anybody trying to shut you down. And again, it comes back to the science and the scientific method, and science should never be a closed book. So if there's a gathering of people asking valid questions that want to have that discussion, that should be brought to the forefront and welcomed with open arms, because just as you say, you know, if it's, you know, a fact and it's the truth, it doesn't need the propaganda, the spin, the one angle continually pushed. It would be open and left, because a factual reality is self-evident anyway. So what's the problem? You know, it's because it's a religious cult and they have to use these methods. It's pure and simple.
Yep. Well, the use are honest. I mean, we'll look at. Let's look at North Korea, for example. You look at North Korea. Look at the way. This is our perceived version, the media version of what they give us. How are we? We look at them and we see them marching, and they're so put in their place. They're not allowed to talk to anybody. They don't know nothing about the outside world. They don't know nothing about the Western society. Blah 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 blah.
But we're told that's done through, you know, fascist regime and the threat of violence and intimidation. How do we know that? We don't fucking live there. Again, it comes back to, as you just said, we're only getting one side of the story.
Exactly.
How do we know these people are not willfully taking part in this because it's, you know, they like it and you know,
Exactly.
part of something. I mean, we don't know.
That's what you got brought up in, though. If that's what you got brought up in, you accept that. You know, we know this by fucking psychology tests all over the world. They tell you this straight in your fucking face. Look at them. They were brought up in this. They were brought up in this environment. That's what made them turn like this and do this things. And they lived in a camping site all their life. That's why they don't know the domestic society of middle classness and that. Yeah. So that's their environment. That's how they got brought up. So that's all they know. So why you try to think that this is how we get fucking told your perception? Like we think that's is the fucking right perception. We all know because we're all fucking human. We've all got a brain and we all have our own understanding and our own thoughts. So why is it that we're thinking that there's something different, yet we're wrong? How can we possibly be wrong if we're all on the same fucking level of thinking there's strange things? The problem is there's too much fucking going on. You've got to work fucking 5 days a week. You've got your time's consumed. You get up in the morning, work, come back, you're a bit fucking tired, you eat some food, you yap for a couple of hours, and then you have to sleep. You're up, you go to work. You've got no time to fucking think as long as you do that. And the only thing you have got to think about is you've got to get your money in the bank, get your fucking mortgage paid, get your rent paid, get the food in, get the electric paid, get the gas paid. If you don't pay it, you're fucked. And this is why nobody gives a fuck about reality and shit going on, because they're too busy just trying to fucking survive.
Yeah, they've got on the night.
Yep. But anyway.
Aye. Well, cheers, guys.
I hate to let somebody else on. I don't know what's talk too long. I'm going to I need a pee. I'm bouncing about my chair here, fucking bursting.
Cheers for coming on, Des.
Much appreciated, Del. Much appreciated, man.
Cheers for coming to the last meet-up as well. I don't know if you heard, but we're hopefully going to have something organised for the 5th of November. I don't know if there's going to be anything beforehand, but I spoke to Rock Vibrations. I think as far as I'm aware, they were trying to organise a meet-up place, like a centre. I think there's a building involved in it, somewhere we can gather maybe on the 5th of November. So if you're up for the meeting then, it'd be great to see you there, man.
Nice. I'll maybe go down for up. That'd be cool.
I'll shout it out and let people know when it's happening anyway. So
yep.
A mass globe burning on the 5th of November. The only thing you need to bring is some fireworks and a fucking globe.
Oh well, I'll bring someone else. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Perfect, man. Okay. Thanks very much. Much appreciated.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay. See you later. Bye bye.
Marshall, you there?
I'm here, dude.
How's your singing voice?
I shan't be singing this evening.
No, you need to sing because I'll be back in 2 minutes, man.
Right, okay, doke, man. Carbon, if you've still got the link and you're set up, you're good to go now, man. Dave H. Obviously, there's a few more people asking, so if you wouldn't mind waiting a little while. And here we go, look. Here we go. No, I shan't be singing. What I will do is I'm going to share something with you. Okay, it's a little puzzle. And for those not watching the chat, I'm putting a link into the LROC Educational Department. It's a gigapixel image of the North Pole of the Moon. Anybody tell me what's wrong with that picture? Take your time. Harry, there's no confirmation for the meeting on the 5th yet, but it will be announced. Uppercut, man. I think we're due some more tunage, aren't we? Welsh Warrior. I'm interested in knowing, I'll put the link in again if you missed it. What's wrong with this picture? Any of you science-minded people out there, and you globers and people that are into standard astrophysics, you should be quick to answer that. The link's just above you, AJ. I'll just scroll up a bit. I've set a puzzle, though. It's a gigapixel image of the north. Dan, no, it's not. It's a gigapixel image of the North Pole of the Moon, and I want to know what's wrong with the picture.
Where am I looking for it?
You don't have it, though. It's in the chat box.
All right, okay.
I'll link you to it later on, dude. It's ridiculous. I got Carbon, who says he's sorted to come in, but he's still not coming through. Merle's been waiting since the start. Dave Hinkle wanted to drop in and show you some business cards that he's had done. So where do we start, though? Fire somebody in?
I'm going to read through. There's quite a few messages came through here on the phone, so I'm going to read through them. So Hi Dale, great work. Check out SpaceX website. There's a video of a rocket taking off, but they've reversed the footage and call it a brand new way of landing rockets. I've seen that utter fucking garbage as well. It's so fucking fake, but people I show it to just say that's clever. Where is the critical thinking gone? Luckily, we just need to enlighten the intellectual people first, then the sheep will follow. Exactly, man. And I'm going to show that, because I had an experience this week. I was out doing some activism and I went to a specific place. I'm not going to give too much away right now, but I shall be going back. I'll be getting booked in and I'm allowed to video camera my experience and even speaking to these people who are teaching people. I really need to watch what I'm saying so that I don't give it away. And people would say, oh, these people would have to be in on it and lying. But again, my experience of this particular scenario, and again, I will be videoing it, you really see that it's not until you point things out to people. Again, people are just assumed these things to be true, yet all the apparatus, the practical reality that they experience every single day is telling them something different, and it's not until it's pointed out to them. I forgot where I was going with that there, but aye, talking about, the intellectuals and then the sheep will follow. Well, that's it, as soon as enough people and people that we need are aware of this and talking about it, then the rest of the people will start to take note. So, hey up, pal, any chance of a link? I'm not sure how it works, but I'll give it a go. Cheers, Georgie boy. Georgie boy, you need to send an email to nocurve@gmx.com and just let us know in that email just who you are and that you want to come on, and then we'll send you a link directly. You just click the link and it brings you right into the hangout. Hi Dale, I'd really like to chat with you privately if you have the time, mate. I did speak to Paul regarding a meeting, but I want you to give a couple of weeks notice, and that was last week. I haven't got the confidence to come on live and talk about it. Hope we can speak soon. Peace, Dan Tibbets. Anytime, Dan, as I say, just give me a wee message and let me know that you want to hook up, and I'll send you. I don't know if you should have my private number. If you've not, I'll send you it. All right, Meryl, just give me 2 seconds, bud, just to get through these quick. Just wanted to say a big thank you, mate, for inspiring people like me to be brave enough to speak our truth. I know you are very uncomfortable with praise and you hate the whole leader and persona shit, but you unknowingly inspire people, so thank you, my brother, Kieran. Cheers, Red Machine Kieran. If it inspires and it helps people, then I can take pride in that. But obviously, I'm always going to play down the idolising stuff. It's just not a part of any sort of realisation that I would accept within people, that they still hold to idolising and looking to certain people to resolve things and find the answers for them, or to take things to a new place, whatever they've got going on in their mind. This is about people being individuals and standing up for themselves. Stop being lazy, apathetic, passive. Start taking control of your own mind, your own faculties, your own emotions. Start assessing things for yourself. It's not hard. You already know it. You've just forgotten about it because of the shit you've had to endure in the last, however long you've been alive. But at a point where you were a child, you had it, and you've lost it somewhere. So, Meryl, 2 seconds, buddy. I'm just got another couple of messages here. You said you were not sure if this is where we are meant to be or that this is all there is. We'd like to hear what you think some possibilities are. For example, there being more land. Would be nice if you could speculate on some possibilities. I can speculate that there's any possibility. I can speculate that we're inside a sealed, unit with inlets and outlet valves. That's part of a larger environment that we could go and experience it. I could postulate any number of possibilities. But what I've raised, many times is, regardless of whether you go to a religion or some spiritual teacher or any of these teachings or alternative ways, they all have one thing in common. They all have this underlying assumption that this is, like Mother Nature. This is where you're meant to be. Life's a gift. It's confusing. It's this, that, and the other. But this is where you're supposed to be, and this is life, and this is it. They all have that underlying assumption that I'm just not comfortable with. So, I don't enter into alternative ways that we could live, because we've not even established that this is where we're supposed to be and that this is all that exists. So, Dale put flyers on the gravity trampoline display at Braehead the other day. Fucking excellent. Nice one, Gene. That's West Coast wisdom. Sorry for anyone that doesn't know. Meryl, how are you?
Good, Del.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, cool. It's, how the Earth is 20% water, it's interesting that the human body apparently is that as well.
Yeah.
So if we're not meant to be here, why are we made up of the same stuff of the earth then?
No, it's not just that, about the earth. What I'm talking about is this. I've said it before, Merrill. People have got a real fucking issue with this. This could be a wee tiny fucking section. This could just be a small portion. And everybody's trying to rationalise and come up with ideas and ways of living based on us being in this wee captive area. There could be, whatever out there, just because we have these elements within us, what I mean? And again, even taking it to a metaphysical, spiritual aspect, if had this conversation with yourself, before as well, you would still have to be careful in placing value in your existence as being here. You don't know what this is. I mean, this could just be a meaningless experience, a virtual experience, but people are all caught up, trying to cling to it and have meaning and hold to it. I mean, none of these things, I think people shouldn't be taking these things for granted or assuming them to be true. And I think that's where I see a lot of people going wrong, because they're quick to want to invest and place meaning and find value within this. And I'm just cautious. That's just me. And if people are not secure that that's who I am, that's their problem. If you're secure or anybody else is secure in valuing this place and thinking that this is where you're meant to be part of it, I accept that. I'm just me. And if people don't accept that, then fuck them. I'm going to keep asking these questions.
But that's the good thing about it, because if we're just not aware of a bigger picture, there's nothing wrong with that. It's sort of like
if you
you could be in the backyard, but you just don't know that there's a much bigger backyard beyond the fence.
Exactly. If you've got a colony of people you've kept, hostage on a group of islands for 15 generations, and they've created this whole narrative and story that they've passed on to the next generations. I mean, these generations and these people within this, that construct don't have any concept or idea of the bigger picture that's out with, their experience. So, but yeah, you would have people in the colony. Oh, this is wonderful. This is Mother Nature. This is where we're supposed to be. And finding meaning in a place within it when you just don't have any, concept to the bigger picture.
That's what's interesting about the way you think, though, because myself included, we do all the stories on offer. Mother Nature, Santa, the Tooth Fairy, that's where it all is. And then you're told, welcome to Earth, this is where you're meant to be. Everything you see around you, that's all there is.
Yep.
I think if there is a design to it, they want you to feel comfortable. Otherwise, everybody here is going to be freaking out, going, where the fuck are we? If we're here, why are we here? I'm here that we've been just given such a small, jumping then into rabbit holes. The thing that brings my feet back on the ground is this. This is a core thing I keep reaching. It's a fucking money game.
Yeah.
That's it. All the investment of every story, the religions make money. NASA makes money.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
Yeah. But
if it wasn't...
For me, they are a result. These things only were allowed to flourish because of the bewilderment and the confusion of people, the uncertainty, people not being connected to, a true chronological sequence of events in regards to who they are, where they are, why they're here and how it came to be. When that's removed, all these religions and ideas spring up because deep-rooted people are naturally looking for that. They feel as if they should have that knowing, that knowledge. And when, they don't have that, and they're searching for anything, and they'll take any comfort blanket. And that's how these ideas, religions, institutions flourish, And then obviously when they're getting that, they're going to try and maintain it.
Yeah.
They're going to try and perpetuate it.
Yeah. Do you think everyday people who haven't thought more broadly, because you know what I mean, like you've had time to integrate a lot of the process, and then once you start to ask bigger questions, it takes a little while to get there, you know what I mean? Before you can ask a bigger question, you got to get comfortable with the basic gravity, outer space, come back down to Earth, crash landing, that whole thing, rude awakening. And for a while there, I think I was getting overwhelmed and stressed out because I'm trying to process all these things and make sense of it. And that's what, I don't know if that's me, but that's all my brain wants to do. My brain wants to make sense of things, not get lost. And I've got an imagination, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I'm tuning in here because it's about establishing what reality is.
Yeah.
All that other stuff's interesting, but people can't stick to it either. Like we always want to jump off.
Yeah, because they've made reality mundane and bleak, so people are jumping into fantasy and imagination to try and buffer that, to escape that. When really the true reality, as far as I can see it, is much more magical and, intriguing than any of your imagination, So they've been feeding the imagination deliberately.
Yeah, it's interesting because a couple of people grew up with left school early, and one guy became a baker. He just didn't like school, and he wasn't smart on that maths level, but he had a good business acumen and he knew how to make money. He left school. He sorted it all out. He did well. Bringing that up is, why can't everyday people...
You're freezing, Meryl.
Am I?
We lost you there, mate.
No
we got
worries.
to as far as you saying the only reason you were bringing it up, and then it went.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the situation of who you're going to listen to and give credibility to, and somebody who doesn't have all the qualification.
Yeah. And
for some reason, I'm thinking about that just for one core reason. This thing of as above, so below, the rapture, like someone needing to come down, sort it out, because because us down here organise the chook raffle.
Yeah, but that's it. That's why these ideas spring up, and people go into that passive state of mind, somebody else will fix it for me, which is exactly where they want you to be. That's why they pump out all this fucking bullshit, continually trying to convince you that you don't have to take any willful part, that nothing that you do or any part that you play could possibly have any effect or change. Therefore, sit back in your little fucking rabbit hutch, eat your fucking shit, watch your shit, and we'll figure it out and sort it out for you. And if we don't, some mighty being from another place will fix it all eventually. It's just bullshit to keep people away from taking responsibility and switching their fucking mind on, So I'm not sitting about waiting for any fucking rapture. I'm not sitting about waiting for any of these ideas to come and resolve it and fix it. I get fed up with myself a long time ago, trying not to face reality, trying not to face the situation that was in, continually trying to find a distraction or somewhere to run. I get fed up with myself, a long time ago, and that's what people need to get to. They need to get fed up with that shit, and face actual reality, And it's not scary. People think it's a scary thing. It's not scary.
I think it's the scariest thing.
What's that?
Scariest thing that could be if you swim in a shut. What's this scary thing? Why is everyone scared?
Because they've been fed this certainty, and this is where you are. Look at this full picture we have created for you. This is where you are. You have all this reference point to know exactly who you are and where you are. And if you take that away from people, they don't like it. They think that there's something to fear there. They think that by standing in a place of no knowing and admitting that to yourself is scary. Just as I said in my own experience, I went through that through years, the same as you and many other people have, where you're trying to avoid yourself, internally, and you're trying to avoid the actual reality of the situation you're in, and you're just looking for any wee delusion that would distract you enough and make you happy, to get through your life. Well, I just made a decision a long time ago. Look, I need to stop this. I need to stop chasing these pipe dreams, whether it be a career and whatever it might have been, and start figuring out my mind, who I am, what the fuck is actually going on, my emotions, these thoughts that are running wild. I had to take control of the whole fucking lot, But people just don't seem to have the want or the desire to achieve that. They're just continually looking for a new distraction, a new shiny to keep them occupied. And these fuckers know that. That's why they pump this shit out, and they give us a wee bit of technology here, there, another wee bit, and there's the iPhone fucking 17's coming next because it's got an added wee fucking extra and bonus, because it's just enough to keep you, is it retail therapy they call it?
No, I'm with you. again, like, it's just sitting with it and being calm. It's about equality. Equality is going to settle it. If it's about greed, that's what's wrong. If it's about equality, we're all on a level playing field. No one's above or below anyone else.
Yeah.
We're all on the level.
Well, you would like to think so.
But if I can reach that place, just let me get it out. If I can reach that place, that's it. Something's coming from that thought. It doesn't just stop there. It keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start that balance and that, everything feels weird. That's why everything feels weird, because the last thing I'll say, I reckon the truth and where we're kind of being led, all of us on this journey, is to what the real core really is. And how does that sit with you? Just, it's a feeling of like, you have as much right to be here as anyone else. You don't have to underestimate yourself. You don't have to overestimate yourself, but you know what you're capable of. You know your own mind, you know your own heart, and you want out. You want out of the bullshit. It's as simple as that. That's a step in a true direction and a good place to be.
Stop deluding yourself first and foremost. As soon as you stop deluding yourself, that's it. Things become clearer and easier.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of point out the obvious with it, because it's core. If somebody said, would you rather not know or would you rather know? Would you rather think you're on a globe, it's all sussed and figured out, NASA's going to take you off on this magical journey into outer space? Or could you just come home, realize you're in a place that you took for granted, and you let your life be dictated and all the terms and conditions told to you, and you never questioned it, and you just went along with that, and you were too scared because you're in this little box, and who are you? You're just a little human being, a little insignificant speck of dust in a big massive universe that doesn't give a fuck about you at the end of the day.
Yep.
All your concerns, all your dreams, or what you want to do with your life.
Yep.
I don't feel like that anymore. I think that that's the lie, that life is a gift. It's special, and take care of it, value it, do something good with it, or fuck off.
Yep.
That's just how I feel.
Well, that's it.
It's getting more core with it. I haven't got all the answers either, but I'm on my way. I just feel better. I'm not lying to myself. I'm not deluding myself. I see the situation I'm in. It's all right. It's weird. I never thought anything like this would happen, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Life's way more interesting, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that is, because the stuff that you take for granted is just boring fucking shite, you know? And as you say, when you stop taking it for granted and you actually retrace your steps and see where you went off the track, you know, life becomes something more magical, more interesting, more intriguing, you know? But again, you know, I still reserve caution as to where I'm before I invest in it. You know, I don't have any, I love this place, you know, the fact that I'm conscious and stuff, you know, I mean, I don't even know if I love that, you know, I mean, I still, you know, I have so many deep-rooted questions that I'm not prepared to, you know, just throw myself into, you know, and enveloping myself within, you know, this realm and what this life is. I don't know what it is, you know, so.
Yeah. I don't want to hog the airtime. Could I bounce one last thing off you? But it's totally fine if you want to keep it moving. I heard it said once, and my mum is a nurse, and she's been there when a few people have gone, and it's just something I'm starting to let myself be open to, I guess. It's a question, because I could say what it is, but it's a question. What's the difference between someone who's dead and alive?
Well, many people would say consciousness, you know, but
because it seems something leaves Del. It's like, that's just what I'm realizing. I didn't create me. Something's created me. I'm just trying to learn how to.
Well, people would say your mother and your father created you, mate. But you know, in regards to, I know what you're meaning, like a metaphysical, spiritual, you know, soul type scenario. How do you know that you never created you? How do you know? Again, you know, for me, these are assumptions that you're prepared to commit to. Like, you know, I never created me. Well, how do you know that? What's your proof?
I don't know that.
Well, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. People can limit themselves into these these ideas and these trains of thought, that I'm always cautious and trying to question and look for flaws, even in my own thinking and my ideas about existence and who I am, because I don't want to fall into a fucking trap of deluding myself again, you know, just because it makes my feels nice and warm and fuzzy. I mean, I don't know. I go to places where it scares me, you know. I entertain ideas and thoughts that I don't like because I'm open to anything, regardless of what it is.
I appreciate it, just so you know, because it's a hard line, and not everyone's like that, you know.
Yeah.
And you're right to be cautious. Anybody here who tunes in here should respect that. Not should, but you know what I mean. It's if you just went along with every fanciful idea.
That's the problem when we don't have anything solid. That's how potent these ideas can be. Because an idea, you know, just like, you know, you could say something and somebody could, you know, it could titillate their imagination. They could perceive what you're talking about, and then they, you know, they don't see that just because that idea feels good to them, they start to think that there must be some truth in it, and then they commit to it, and before you know it, they've enveloped themselves in another idea, you know, and it's a dangerous thing. And for me, I'm always cautious. But you know, this whole question of spirituality, souls, blah blah blah. I mean, I could sit and discuss and have arguments, you know, for and against as being a soul that lives on beyond this. You know, I mean, as I say, I'm open to any possibility, mate. I'm just very cautious about what I commit to. You know.
I'll leave you with this, and thanks for being there. I feel people have talked about evolution, and the human body seems like a really good design. It doesn't seem like it's, you know, we're not growing wings, antennas aren't coming out our heads yet or whatever, but it seems the psychic, the third eye, the heart, it's all like we're starting to break it down into what even the fuck we even are. And I feel that this process is part of our evolution as individuals, but as a species. I think the reality wants us to know. That's the feeling I have, that reality wants to be known, doesn't want to be secret and kept in the dark. And I don't think you're always going to get reality from other people. There's a interesting reality happening already in you. And if you can tune in to what's true for you, share it. The more we feedback and mirror each other and be honest, we'll get there eventually, because with the trivium and the quadrivium, we will strip it down to its core elements. We're going to do it. We're doing it, bro.
That's what people just need to embrace that, but people are too scared because they want to cling to beliefs and ideas. You know, I can't have conversations and discussions with people like that. I need exactly what you're saying. We need to be able to, you know, throw out our subjective interpretations and how we're feeling and thinking and ideas at each other, so we can, you know, think about it, contemplate, throw back a rebuttal and say, well, I see flaws and problems, opens up new avenues. And before you know it, you're left with, you know, pretty much things that are going to be objectively true. But, you know, everybody's having a subjective experience, you know, but I'll always bring it back, you know, we all are experiencing an objective reality, and that's the thing that, you know, for me is hugely important that we need to establish. You know, that's the link in the chain that's missing.
And let's get closer to where we want to be, not more off track. Let's hone in. Good on you, Del. Take care, mate.
Cheers, Meryl.
Good on you, bro.
Take it easy, buddy. Dale, there's a new ride at the fair. It's called the Globy Go Round. It's 10 quid a shot. You sit on a plastic horse for 3 minutes and don't move, ? But a gypsy in a white coat tells you you had a great time. You just could not notice because it's so huge. Brian Ofsky. Spot on, Brian. That's pretty much what they're fucking telling you. You're on an amazing fairground ride that's fucking charging through the vacuum of space at trillions of miles an hour. Give me your money. We'll even send you wee pictures that you can take back with you. Oh, I missed one here. Would love to be there at the globe burning. Cheers, Dale. Well, you're welcome to come to it. Whoever that is, you never left a name. Right. Who's here? Who's Stephen Parker, Dave Hinkle, Vortex Puppy Gaff, how you doing? Given to the testimony of our senses, is established and confirmed by the uniformity and constancy of the laws of nature. Spot on. Sarah Calder, how you doing? Sorry, Marshall, you going to speak there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Carvin's still trying to sort his tack out, dude. So I'm linking Dave Hinkle. Dave, if you're ready, dude, pop in, man. Let's have a look at these business cards. And to everybody else, I've got the mails. You know the way it goes here. You'll be linked in as soon as somebody's finished. Yeah.
Cool. I take it there's other requests sitting waiting.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Cool.
So we're going to wait for the lag time on the mail relay. Is all.
Probs. So I'll go back to the chat while we're waiting here. So Sarah Calder, I hope you're doing all right. Tim Posman, I'm beautiful and I believe the earth is flat should have been the title of this live chat. Shit, where did that go?
Hi, Dave.
Oh. You all right, Dave?
What's up, Dale? Hey, Marshall.
How you doing, bud?
Thanks for the link, guys. Been driving the cab around trying to spread a little truth. I made up these little cards I want to show everybody.
Well, I'm just going to share your screen there. Hold on, mate.
I took like the 3 main points of what we're looking at here. You know, the
Excellent.
flat horizon, upside down people in Australia, and the behavior of water. I think it's the 3 main things you want people to look at.
Nice one, bud. Looks good.
And on the back, I got the Beyond Imaginary Curve as a link, and some others. You know, some places where I think people can start their truth journey.
Excellent, bud.
So if anybody wants to screenshot that or email me, you know, I'll get them a copy of these. And I'm leaving these in the back of the cab, and even if I don't talk to a person, they might pick it up. You know, and like I'm in a convenience store in between a bag of chips and stuff like that. You know, kind of indirect, because all we're trying to do is get people to look at this and look at objective reality. You know,
yeah.
So more eyeballs and brains we can get asking this question, the better off we are. Is why I look at it, right?
Exactly, man.
It boils down to where the fuck do we live? Why did y'all lie about it? And what are we going to do to fix it?
Yeah.
You know, so maybe get enough people asking these questions, some of these powers that be or whatever it is going to start answering some of them, or at least something's going to happen. You know. I know you're like me. You've been looking at this for like 3 years. You're getting fed up with this crap. Like, you know,
I'll be fed up. I've been fed up with it since the first fucking week, man. Never mind 3 years.
But what I like here is we got, I would assume, at least 300 real sincere truth seekers just kind of here asking a question. And the sound of silence from these Globers for these last few months, you know, nobody can come in here with any objective reality of any kind of argument with, and they know that.
Yeah.
And it's very telling to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just need more people asking. And I will throw in real quick, I won't take much of your time, I got to get the cab on the road here. But I have had a couple, you know, I drive around to college. So, you know, University of Kentucky, I've had a couple professors in my cab, and I've engaged them in conversations. They haven't recorded them yet, but they're open to it too. I mean, they're human beings too. They're, you know, they just never really thought about it. Their indoctrination is so deep that it's not a place their mind's going to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So if this jolts their mind into thinking, hey, wait a minute, do I really live on a spinning globe? You know?
Yeah.
And we get people like that, you know, right now they're telling the kids the wrong thing, but, you know, we need to get it swayed over to where they're saying some of the right things.
Exactly, man.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, mate. You're spot on. Just getting them to question their assumptions, you know, and just as you say, engaging in a wee bit of conversation and making a bit of effort to make some cards like that with some, you know, bold, simple, you know, information is enough to trigger anybody, you know, who is honest with himself. And if it is an honest person, that kind of information is going to make them think, you know.
I mean, we both know this is something you have to realize yourself. People cannot tell you this, you know.
Yeah.
We can just plant the seed and you're going to have to see it for yourself. I mean,
exactly.
To me, it's obvious once you see it, but it's getting people to that stage, you know,
yeah.
Where they can sincerely open their mind and look at objective reality.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my email in the chat in case anybody wants to get a copy of these cards.
I do that, Dave. That'd be great. If anybody out there who's interested and wants to, is it a PDF or whatever it is, you just, you know, share it, download it.
I can email a PDF right back to them and then get them printed up, whatever.
Superb. If you go to your email there, I think you should be able to just post it directly into the chat. Dave, do you know your email? Because it may be better you saying it, you know, vocally here, so that anybody who's watching, because they're not going to see the chat, you know, by the time this is finished.
Okay, it's just my initials, DWH, Dog Whiskey Hunter 458-349 @gmail.com.
Nice one. Good man.
Cheers, guys. I'll make room for somebody else, and let's keep talking about objective reality and just opening as many eyeballs and brains as we can. Is what I'm trying to do.
Exactly, man. You're good,
more
man.
people asking this question, but cheers to everybody and keep up the good work. I'll see y'all around.
Good man, Dave. Take it easy, buddy.
All right, peace.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
I'd missed a call there a couple of times, but if somebody's in, you know, the live chat, I'm not going to answer the phone. So if you want to phone back when there's nobody here, I will answer it.
Right, link gone out to Georgie boy.
So I'll just come to the chat while I'm waiting, whoever's coming. If anybody's got anything they want me to shout out or bring up, just let me know in the chat box. Where we go? Boutstrauss, YouTube, Callum Jackson, John Watson, John Doe, Elisa Hawk, how you doing? Captain Kirk, beam me up, Dale. Once I'm raptured, you know, and I get my powers back, I might beam me up. Depends if you're willing to fulfil some tasks for me or not. You know, if you're a good chap, I might rapture you. Hi, John Watson, how you doing? West Coast Wisdom, Dale, sourcing some cheap globes to burn on the 5th. Superb. More the merrier. We can make a nice big pile. Maybe we could get enough globes, we can make a big enough pile that will create enough mass to create fucking gravity. You never know. We're getting some trollage. I mean, trolls, come on. Cum farts and all that. You know, your partner's fucking pish. If you had something funny or decent to say, I would give you a bit of attention and read out your bollocks. Shit. Vortex puppy sign up to be an Uber for a few days work at the university or something. Just ignore these fucking clowns and they're spamming. They're desperate, needy, fucking insecure twats. Spam, 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 spam. Comforts. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I shagged your mom. What do you fucking do? Your partner is weak as fuck, just like you. Get some fucking decent partner. These are jesters. Use Globe Disciple clowns are jesters. Your job is to make us fucking laugh. Now, you're not even making us laugh. That's how fucking useless you are. You're a jester, a clown, but yet you can't make us laugh. Fuck me.
Do you think anybody might be interested in taking a look at the Rich Hall video we reviewed the other day, though?
Maybe aye, but a disinfo and fucking mixed way info in there.
Yeah, well, we are addressing a critical audience here, too, and I'm sure they can make an assessment for themselves.
Aye, share it with people. Mason,
okay.
Kate, Dale, you inspired me to do street interviews. Excellent. Sorry, Marshall, I thought you had finished there.
Well, what I'll do is I'll drop a link to what I consider to be the most relevant part into the chat box right now. Elisa, yes, Rich Hall. Everybody's got their own opinion, but I'm not actually talking about him. I'm talking about his guest.
That's the point. That's the point that Elisa's making as well. You know, it is dodgy as hell, and if anybody can see what they're actually up to in this specific wee part, you'll be able to read it. But it certainly is dodgy. Did you get it, Marshall? Right?
Yeah, the links in the chat. It's on Rich Hall's channel. Do we want to hold the door much longer, though? Or Chris Fladdy McFlat was going to drop in.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, Fladdy, your link's going out, man.
It's not a promotion of Richard D. Hall. It's about what him and the other guy are talking about that might be interesting for people. You know, these people are fucking at it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, and it's very clear to see what they're up to. If you watch the wee link, it's no like we're saying, oh, Rich Hall and this guy are talking, you know, sense. They're fucking bullshit artists. But this wee particular bit is very telling. It was for me anyway. Melissa Moran, love your been watching a lot of Flat Earth videos. Nice one. Melissa, just keep discerning, you know. Read who's who. Captain Kirk, yeah, if they want to prove the testicle, let them. Well, maybe through the week, you know, midweek Wednesday, we can have some clownery. Let some clowns in, some jesters to entertain us with our bullshit about fucking blue testicles. Red Machine Kieran, admins, could you please give my channel a shout out? Free Flat Earth inspired music under my playlist. Instrumentals, free to use music for my Flat Earth brothers and sisters. So there you are, people. Red Machine Kieran has loads of music on his channel that you can use if you're a video maker or whatever. You can use the music there and add it into your videos. He's kindly offering it there for anybody to use. So Red Machine Kieran, Kurt Adams, I just can't wrap my head around water mechanics properly. Don't know why. Oops, this keeps jumping. They are streaming the Globe on NASA Live. They're streaming a cartoon. Oh, they've got something flying up there that's curving the fucking horizon, and they're streaming that. Kurt Adams, it was fine, Kurt. Obviously, it never stayed on the topic as we would have wanted it to, but I've expressed that before. It was great just to have the opportunity to meet, you know, reach out to other people and let them know who we were and, you know, the angle that we were coming at. So, question, Dale, have you heard of Hasbara paying students in Israel to throw online for all material that's related to 9/11, Jews, Flat Earth? Yep. And that's, you know, relevant to the thing we were talking about there. Sorry, I've missed the call again, sorry. And I've brought this up before in the past about certain groups and organised groups, you know, especially the Badger type groups so that were operating on Facebook in regards to Flat Earth, vaccines and chemtrails. They were the three kind of prominents. And they are organised, they work as teams, and they read and work from a script. High beliefs are required to accept a globe model when radical claims and supposed results are portrayed. Without being able to be verified by the individual, it can't be known, but merely believed in. Yep. No way to falsify any of that bullshit fucking outer space fantasy nonsense. Jack Dryden, what is your strongest piece of evidence for the Earth being flat? No, I don't have evidence. I have actual proof, measurable proof of how liquid behaves upon Earth. It tells you beyond any shadow of a doubt that you're living in a contained level system. Because if it was anything other than that, the oceans and all the water would fucking run away. And the fact that, there's zero measurable curvature anywhere. Your everyday experience is stationary, level. Not just that, you can go to all the instrumentations that are used, the practical reality, things that are used in practical reality, through the military, through every practical walk of life. It's all there telling you. If you go and study aircraft and how they operate, all works on planar geometry. Everything today with an aircraft works on planar geometry. It starts from a level plane and it's all X, Y axes, every aspect of it. So just have a wee look at practical reality and how things actually operate. Go and figure it out for yourself rather than asking somebody, to give you a piece of information that's somehow going to, satisfy you. You have to, achieve that yourself. Anyone in the chat from Denmark? That's one man. He's detector. Exactly. No story now. It's as simple as that. So I think we're waiting on somebody arriving. Is it Chris?
I've got three links out and no show.
Okay.
And I've got another request here from Hope of Truth, who's going to pop on for a minute. He's got no camera today, though.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, Hope. Your link's coming out now, man. And obviously, anybody else that's going to drop in who has the link and extend the courtesy of waiting while somebody else has the floor for a second.
Yeah. Google Earth without water and you will see that it is ludicrous how water magically can stick to a potato rock. Well, that's it. And if you actually look for some of these images, they can't make their fucking mind up about what it looks like without the nature-defying water stuck to it. You see things that are like a potato-shaped fucking rock, and then you see other depictions, but it's all cartoons. Are there any experiments that you want to do on stuff like Antarctica or doing some sort of hot air balloon tests? No, really. If I had my way, my first port of call would be north, and I would head to places like Greenland and run about that kind of area. I'd want to see exactly what was going on there. Unrestricted access to that area would be my first port of call before Antarctica, to be honest with you. Good eve, Dale. Just a wee text to say fucking great work. Keep it coming, Stephen Fay, I am because we are one love. Big respect, Dale. Cheers, Stephen.
Hello, Dale. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. How's it going?
I'm going well, mate. Mono hoops, 2-0 a day, up to nicely. Thank you very much.
No. Don't be causing divisions.
No. It's just because you've been reminding me recently about something that happened in Europe. I've been trying to go over it. I left you a wee comment. You'll read it another day, I'm sure.
Aye, that was pretty horrific.
I've got a wee ditty for you for the 5th of November.
Cool.
I thought I'd write a new one. You've got remember, the globe's turned to ember. NASA, stop lying. It's flat, so surrender. There you go. I'll do your globe burning.
Nice one, mate. That's a few wee limericks. Who was the names are gone, Marshall? The boy that done the baggy hoop track. His name.
It's not a good day to be asking me technical questions, though. Sorry, man.
I'm just going to get it because I want to give him a shout out again because it's nice that people make these efforts. I just want to shout it out. So how you been keeping anyway, bud? You all right?
I've not been too bad, Dale. Yeah, I've been getting out and about. I went out with my mates today, and I couldn't believe it over Brighton and Hove. The spraying. I mean, it was incredible. I've got some photos. I'm going to upload them the next day or two, but it's just a disaster. I wanted to come on just to talk about, the distractions, that sort of thing that you and Merle were talking about. I've been observing a lot of stuff over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Like a lot of the weather stuff. Like the earthquakes, these hurricanes, and the distractions. What I've been looking at, like what sort of things. I always try and look elsewhere when things like that are going on. Yeah. And there's been a lot of stuff, like the United Nations. I'm not a political person. I've never voted or anything like that. I don't consent to none of their bollocks, whatever they are. I'm not fucking okay in it. But I've been looking at, like Trump. I've seen a bit of his speech. He's just claimed $700 billion for his war machine. People are not even looking at that. And then I listened to that Theresa May, her speech. And what, like our rights are lawful rights, are inalienable rights that should never, they can never be taken from us.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do, I feel, is they're trying to now start a thing where they've got this world rule. And you'll notice if you listen to her speech about 5 times, she says that rules, it's all going to be rules now, And I've been looking at a lot of stuff going on with the police, the way the police are acting now. And I don't know if I mentioned before, I follow the hydraulic fracturing thing that's been going on in the UK, the fracking, And I've been looking at these 2 sites. I encourage people to look at it. One of them's called Preston New Road. And the other one is, I can't think of the other one. If you look up Preston New Road, it'll link you to the other one as well. But the way the police have been acting, it's as if, we don't have any rights now. There's no law.
Yeah.
The police are overlooking everything. They're protecting this corporate, company.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff I've been seeing is unbelievable, Dale. I mean, it was a paralysed man, 3 coppers slung him out his wheelchair. You've got all these old people, even the local councillor for that area, he got a copper just shoved him right on his ass, Man, it's a councillor, a man had a bad heart. But the amount of stuff that's been going on, and it's as if they're sending in these thugs,
Yeah.
And then when I hear her speech, these risking, we're not even going to be able to speak out. See, people know stuff's wrong.
Yeah.
And we try to spread the word, bit of information sharing,
Yeah.
I like to do hard research before I really even talk about something, Not interested in it. All I'm finding now, see, since this Harvey, I encourage people to look this up again, don't take my word for it. Now, before Harvey, on the 24th of the 8th, there's the Texas Licensing Authority, it's the official board, that grants permits and stuff. On the 24th, if you look up, they've got a channel they've just created on YouTube a few months ago. It's called Texas Licensing, yeah? If you go in there and look at the 24th of the 8th, you'll see that they had an official meeting. The meeting's titled Weather Modification Advisory Commission meeting, yeah? The volume on it's pretty low, but if you hook it up to speakers and you listen to that, what they're talking about is they just before Harvey, the 6-week run-up to that, they've actually admitted, that they were seeding the clouds trying to get rain. And this meeting a day or 2 before Harvey, the guy actually 24 minutes in, he starts laughing, saying, don't worry, we won't have to worry about rain shortly. And then Harvey happens, right? But then there was 2 very early interviews there was a woman and a man who lived in Houston who actually said that there had been no rain, their houses weren't flooded, there was no flooding. The next thing, the military and that came in, they blew the dam, they blew a levee and a reservoir without warning the people. The next thing, there was fucking flooding everywhere, and they believe that they've deliberately flooded, and a similar thing's been happening in Florida. Now they're spraying this Naled chemical, saying that they need to spray it for mosquitoes, and this Naled's banned throughout Europe. You've got all of this sort of stuff distracting people, keeping people's minds off it, while all of this UN shite's been going on as well. And then you had the thing happening in Britain, that Parsons Green thing. Did you see that? The paint thing on the train and the bucket.
Oh, aye.
Oh, that caused the mad 29 casualties, it's with the wee fairy lights in the bucket,
Yeah.
And, the next thing she's got mayor and police Brighton, they had them the next day. My daughter, she works at Brighton and River Island, and the next day she's going to her work and there's fucking armed police or everywhere,
Yeah.
It's happening, and I believe it's happened up in Scotland. They've done it in Scotland and Wales as well, all based on this thing. And then the next thing, she's giving out this speech talking about how they're trying to change the British Constitution at the minute. And you'll have heard both of them talk about online, internet,
Yeah.
So they're really trying to shut anybody who's speaking out about anything they don't want.
Yeah.
Will soon just be classed as a domestic terrorist or whatever you want to call it. They call it,
Yeah.
So soon, you wonder if they're going to target great platforms like this, where you're sticking to honest truth, facts, evidence back,
Yeah. I predicted these things coming as well, mate. That's why, it was so important to refrain from getting involved in any political, religious, race-related, issues, because they'll just use it against you.
Yeah, and I see you've always been wise to that, and I know I see sometimes occasionally you'll touch on these things, but you'll always make the point of saying, it's nothing I can, because you're stuck, you're just dealing with this issue, and I respect you for that. But I'm just trying to point out observations to people, there's probably a lot of people in the chat there from America. I encourage them to go and look at these things I'm saying, because it's official, Texas Licensing, yeah? Go and look at this meeting, listen to what they're saying. Then the next thing, they're calling the military in to spray this bloody chemical. But the other thing that I find unbelievable is for all of these victims and people that have been supposedly out of their home, there's been since Harvey, Dale, there's been no no fucking footage. You would expect random people, thousands and thousands of people, like upload a video. Oh, this is what's going on. Nothing, and it's like it's scary, mate. What's going on. And
it's difficult for me, man, because I really am so detached from any mainstream sources, like media, newspaper, the TV. So I really get lost with any of these narratives that are going on.
Yeah,
but I appreciate.
Sorry, mate.
On you go.
I'm getting these bits of info from other friends that and they're only sending me decent info from real people. People who are actually living in Florida, living in Houston, people who have been out there trying to help. And getting turned away. They've raised a lot of money. Some of the people I know put through independent. People clubbing in. I've donated a bit myself. Trying to go and help there. They've helped a woman with 5 kids recently last week, and these are the people on the ground that are telling me this sort of stuff. And it's fucking, what the hell is going on? You have to ask yourself. And they're not. I wonder, all of this distraction, confusion, including in our thing, with the earth, because we know our home is fucking flat. That's beyond a doubt, And they're trying to put all of these infiltrators, all of even people that have shocked me, people that I thought had a wee bit of trust, for a bit of respect. I've seen things and had bits of info myself, things that have happened, like, for example, I was talking to Tina Marshall a couple of weeks ago about this Padawan geezer on the day of the eclipse. I'd gone to his chat. He was out with his P900 all day filming it. Now, I'd made a point in his chat of saying to him, look, the critical bit, see at the end when the sun is going where he was, he could have got the most amazing shot. I said, as the sun was going over into the horizon and dipping down, all I asked him today was use his P900 to zoom in on it and bring it back into view. So it was beyond a doubt, it was in a great shot place for it. What he chose to do a minute before was he turned his P900 down and started playing recorded footage on it. I said to him in the chat, I'm still chatting to him in the chat, I'm saying to him, come on, man, can you get the shot? Oh no, the sun's gone behind the cloud, he's saying to me. And he's lifted his mobile phone up with 4 times zoom, and you can see the fucking sun was still there. So I'm asking him again, I said, no, look, you can see it. He's went, no, it's gone behind the cloud. He's lifted it up again, it's still there. And I'm saying to myself, what deception. You're lying to me, and we can see that you're lying. So I quickly, deliberately went and got, I uploaded it myself, showing what he had said, and then let him, in his own words, saying it, And then I've started seeing him hanging about with this other mob. He seems to appear at all of these meets. Just something to point out.
I know, I appreciate it, mate, and that's the thing. People need to experience things for themselves and start discerning. But I'm just not going to I don't want to get dragged back into bringing these back again. I'm really not interested in them. I keep saying that people can go and set out their own platforms and be devious or get up to whatever they like. It's up to people, to discern and question, just like you've done yourself.
Yeah. So, I actually pointed that out immediately after it in another hangout. I won't say the person's name at the minute, but he's another person that I've got my doubts about now, because he started defending him, But that person's just changed their name, somebody who was in the scene.
This is what happens. This is what happens with these personalities and people get involved with them, and there's so much complexities and confusion created,
Yeah, exactly. Well, the person that was defending him after that, he was a person who I always thought, you're on the fence all the time. You're creating confusion, and now this person's changed their name. They've started again. But to me, I've not got the trust now, because I've seen that, So it's people I thought were genuinely trying to do good as well, But it's shocking. It's shocking. You've got to be so careful now.
It's a treacherous game, mate.
Yeah, I'm glad you point out a lot. I mean, you've called out certain ones like your Itchy Bum and all that so quickly. You called them out, Dale, And then I had my own personal experiences with them, which just confirmed that very early on, And I try to warn people. Sometimes you try to warn them, but they've got to find out for themselves,
That's the problem, innit, mate? You enter into that and you end up getting burnt by it. So you're better off just letting people go on with it,
Yeah, but again, I think... Sorry, mate.
Oh, you go.
But again, I think it's great that there's people, like, reinforcing it, in case there's new people coming on, so that they're not getting caught out, donating money here, there, and everywhere. They're conning them from one thing to the next, and as if they've got no scruples, these people. They're pretending that they're trying to do, or they're involved in this, thing, trying to expose it. All they're trying to do is line their pockets, some of them,
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
But I thought, I just wanted to go on to just point out a few things, say a wee thank you, as always, for everything you're doing. And I encourage people to look up the things like Texas licensing, people in America, that is, and be aware of what's been going on with this UN, the way the police are acting in Britain at the minute. I mean, that if you want to see exactly how bad it's got, look at that Preston New Road, the fracking thing, because they're trying to suppress that so much, you know, and it's just going to get worse. It's going to hit Scotland very soon as well, you know, so the people up there need to be aware of this and see exactly how it's going down.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to start fighting it and start making people realise that lawful is not legal, you know. They're trying to use their acts and statutes and imposing what they're now going to call rules, world rules. That's the new buzzwords. You've got to start getting back to the rule of fucking law and we're inalienable rights.
That's it. But you have had this conversation with a couple of people before, but unfortunately it's just like you said, man, you know, you've got these people who are fulfilling the roles of public servant police officers who are just bullies, that, you know, and there's obviously been a lot of profiling and NLP being used in order to segregate these people who are in the positions of like police or whatever, so that they view the public as something different. And unfortunately, you know, you try and exercise these just because it's true and it's correct exactly what you're saying. But if you try and exercise that, what you're coming up against is just these people who don't understand that, or not interested in that. They've just been told a certain, you know, storyline, who they are, what powers they have, and they're just going to, you know, flex their muscle any way they see fit, regardless of how calm, rational, articulate, knowledgeable you are or any other individual is. That's what we're up against now. You know, it's too far gone. It'd be an ideal situation if you had people in these positions who were, you know, intellectually honest, decent people, but they're not. They're people who are, you know, get, you know, psychological issues, and they're in these positions of policing. So it's a difficult one. I've experienced that myself. You know, about 10 years ago when I started on that kind of, you know, illegal name fraud and the free man stuff. You know, you came up against certain people who respected it, understood it, and gave you respect for that. But at the same turn, you were coming up against people who just didn't give a fuck about any of that. You know, that if they had a bad attitude and they were going to exercise their power, you were going to do that regardless of what I done or said. You know, so
I think I'm sorry, though.
Aye, but you're right. You know, again, it's another aspect people need to, you know, put onto their armoury, and it's something that needs to be built up through time, where, you know, the majority of people understand these things, and then you can implement it and start exercising it. But when it's still a minority, you know, you're really up against it.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I know you're aware of the common purpose thing. I know you've heard about that. I think what they've done is you know, it's like reframing people, you know, like training them, putting them in the positions of authority, you know, and then they've got the command structure in place, and it's not just in the police, it's in the NHS, it's in the local authorities, and they're just giving these, as you say, psychologically damaged people. They're giving them the orders, you know, and they just follow these orders without question.
They're part of the wee special club. I mean, and you can see it, just as you say, it's in all different aspects. Even walking into like a council building and just dealing with the people that are there at the desk, the attitudes and stuff they have towards, you know, the general public is fucking, it's astonishing. You know? And I think, you know, the common purpose aspect has been used and implemented into, you know, different areas, you know, and the flat earth thing included. You know, I see patterns of that, and I see a lot of these people who I think are connected into the kind of realms, you know. So it's everywhere, man, you know.
Yeah, they call it Common Core in America, I believe. You know, the Common Core, Common Purpose, same bloody agenda. But it's definitely that. They're recruiting a certain psychologically profile. Yeah, mate, you're spot on. And what they're doing then is, you know, these people, they're making them inspectors quickly, you know, and they'll train them up to, you know, like be the riot squad. And they're taking local police away and putting them to work in other areas, you know, bringing police in from elsewhere. And it's just no respect.
You even see it with these traffic wardens and the other group, that, you know, the ones who take 60 quid off a old woman for dropping a fag out or a bit of paper on the street, call them, you know, and the attitudes of them, I mean, they are militarised and they think they're superior beings and above the general public. And, you know, it's just, everything's upside down. Upside down,
mate. In Brighton, see, like 2 months ago, they've just passed a local authority bill. The homeless, they fine the fucking homeless 75 quid for fucking if they're sleeping in a doorway. I mean, how fucked up is this? The homeless, if they can't get any more down, you know, but they're going to boot them for £75 fines. And if they couldn't smoke in a fag, there's another £60 fine on top of it. It's just fucking lunacy. There was one other mad thing I wanted to throw at you, right? It's just a mad observation that I've made, right? You'll have heard the Georgia Guidestones, obviously. Yeah, right. Now, you remember a few years back, it was 2014, I believe, right? They removed that cube, and there was the cube that got put back back in with the numbers. Do you remember that bit?
No, mate, I lost track of it.
Right, well, they cut a cube section out of one of the tops of the stones, right? And it was left empty for about a month or two. And where they cut the cube out, one side there was photographed, there was a picture of a wee stick man, right? And the other side was the biohazard symbol.
Right.
So that happened on pretty much the date of the eclipse, yeah, but 3 years before, in 2014. So then what I find weird is they put the cube back in, and then you've got on the day of the eclipse, they choose that day at midday to silence Big Ben for 4 years. Now from 2014 up to the eclipse, 3 years there, 2017, Big Bell silence for 4 years, takes you up to 2021.
Yeah.
Now, and what I'm seeing is, fucking on the eclipse day, NASA's meant to have released this pathogen or whatever biological, thing into the atmosphere. So you've got the biohazard symbol from the stones. It's just an observation, And then you've got all of this fucking spraying. I mean, and everywhere you've got people reporting around the world, plant life's dying. We've got fucking weird stuff that's never happened before.
There was that incident on the coast of the UK. Was there no, Marshall, you knew about this, where people being affected by some gas or whatever?
That was down near me, yeah, just along the coast from me. On I think it was Telscombe Cliffs or Eastbourne, somewhere out that way. Yeah, 50 people rushed to hospital from a gas cloud. That was on the same day, Del.
Yeah,
same day as the eclipse. That happens. You've got NASA releasing balloons meant to be with these like some sort of disease that may mutate. They said that may mutate in the stratosphere, and then you've got Big Ben site, which is one of the biggest symbolist things, yeah, for the time. It used to be like fucking 10 o'clock at news, you see the clock tower, but it's the actual bell that's the symbol. They're silencing that for 4 years. Agenda 2021, there's your 7 year up to Agenda 2021. And with all of this spraying just increasing, you've got them spraying this NALED all over bloody Florida and Houston now. It's just confusion, death, destruction. It makes me wonder, all of these fucking things that they've been building, the underground places that have been stocking up nicely, they're not doing it for nothing. So it's, I would encourage people, keep your eyes open and start tucking a few wee packets of sugar and rice away just in case, you never know.
Exactly.
If we're going to fight to find out we're home and where it is, we're going to have the need to be...
People can laugh at these things all like, but there's nothing wrong with taking a bit of caution and making sure you get some supplies stored away, because you never know, you don't have to be involved in any kind of conspiracy or whatever, but just to be cautious and store yourself some goodies to see yourself for a wee while would be a wise move.
Definitely, bruv. And I mean, it's no conspiracy. They're spraying this stuff now because it's all admitted. It's all there for people to see. That Texas licensing authority blew me away, especially 24 minutes into the video. The cunt's laughing, going, we won't have to worry about the rain not coming, and we'll be plenty of rain shortly. The next day, fucking Harvey, this place is underwater. Unbelievable. Oh, here's Meryl back in.
All right, Meryl.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just to chime in with that, Earth's on lockdown.
Oh, you're right, bro.
It is, but let's get to it. Like, that's the situation, and that's it.
Yeah, we're all going to have to fight.
Yeah, we just got to be careful. Let's just keep calm and carry on.
Very much. I mean, you must be aware, Meryl, over in Australia, the damage that fracking's done over there. The hydraulic fracturing.
But it's always been rape and pillage. That's why it's evolution. We've got to think beyond what the government or whatever. What is this agenda? Like, we have a right to be here. We do. That's why I'm here, because this is the situation we're all in, whether we like it or not. It's getting real, and that's good.
Yeah, no one's ever controlled me. I've never believed in government. I've never voted. I've never conformed to any of their things, They don't care about people. All they care about is their agenda. It's the people have to start caring about themselves. Community-based things. Getting your local neighbours involved. Starting to get, talking to your people who are close by.
Yep.
Showing them that this is not bollocks, Getting over this conspiracy, that.
Yep.
People know something's wrong.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
And the media bullshit, and the amount of media bullshit has just increased unbelievably. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, that one of those earthquakes in Mexico. Did you see the building? It was like another building 7, controlled demolition. It came that, I only seen it yesterday. Somebody showed a clip of one of the buildings coming down to the earthquake. It was exactly a controlled down. It was like Building 7 all over again. So you know, what the fuck is the media and what are they getting up to? What are they staging?
Well, that's the problem. Again, it comes back to direct realism and having things in your direct experience and not getting yourself caught up in rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Because this is the manipulation, especially through media. You know, they can portray things in any way they fucking see fit, paint a certain image in your mind. If you're opening yourself up to that, then, you know, people need to take, again, responsibility.
I mean, Dale, I'm trying to get people to open their eyes to simple things. Like today, for example, my mate come to pick me up. The one who initially got me into the flat, I remember I was telling you, ridicule. Yeah. But today, I've never seen the chemtrails like it. It was like in the whole sky within 45 minutes, the crisscrosses everywhere, unbelievable. And he's calling them clouds. I'm like, oh, fucking mate, you're helpless, mate. I showed him the bucket thing the other day on the train. I was like, yes. And he was arguing, even though I'm showing there's no fucking damage right next to it. No, he's still arguing. He buys the shit. Yeah. You know, so, but on the other hand, I've woke up a lot of people recently, you know, just chatting to people in everyday life. You know, I don't film any of it, but I've been getting really great response. Some of my local neighbours really waking up to stuff, you know. My daughter is now a flat earther.
Excellent.
And it was just using that, you know, like her and her boyfriend actually, he came round to it as well because he couldn't argue back with me, you know, on the water thing. Yeah. You know, and the horizon. Plus, I managed to say to him, you know, like, get online now because he's on the computer all the time. Get online, find me a real picture of a satellite in space. Find me a real picture of the Earth from space. And he came back, his face went white. I mean, like that. I said, there you go, it's matching your hair. He's just dyed his hair blonde. I was like, yeah, your face is matching the hair now. He's like, fucking hell, really? You know? And I could hear him and my daughter banging on about it all night after that. Was about 2 weeks ago. So some of the young ones are a wee bit more, I'm finding. You know?
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm, you know, getting some calls. There was a young guy on earlier, the first guest on the night. Sorry, I forgot the names. And you know, you see it. So it's good. It's reaching everybody. It's not just old or just young. It's through the whole spectrum. So that's great. It's down to people like yourself and everybody else out there continuing to talk about it, be vocal about it, and not scared to stand up. You know. So that's what it takes, mate. You know. So good on you, man.
Oh, thanks, mate. And you know, to be honest, it's been yourself who's helped to encourage that from the beginning. You know, finding a decent, honest platform that was focused on just.
It's not me, mate. It's you. You had to have that honesty within yourself in the first place. It's not really down to me. If you were honest in the first place, you know, then that's it. You know, sometimes it just takes a wee bit of inspiration for people to see somebody else standing up there. But it's not that I've done anything. You know, you are you, and you've been honest with yourself. So.
Oh yeah, I mean the tools there. You know, like giving ways to approach things and stuff like that. I got that from like you yourself, Gavin, and all that. You know, the input that you have all put in, and the other people just in the chat and the platform. It's encouraging all these, and it's brilliant to see the way it's growing with good people. You know,
exactly.
And I just hope
earlier we need that, and we need to be able to bat things off of each other and speak to each other directly and straightforward. You know, so
aye. Dale, I'm going to drop out because you've got another guest just dropping in there. But thanks very much, mate, and I'll try and get a chat with you soon. I'll be in the chat anyway. Thanks, Marshall, and cheers to everybody in the chat as well.
Take it easy, buddy.
Take care, pal. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Nice one, man. Chris Flatty McFlatface, are you there?
I'm here, Dale.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Yourself?
Aye, I'm all right, mate.
Can you see me okay?
No, you've just got a black screen, man.
Aye, I was trying to log in through the iPad. It just wasn't happening. Don't know what's going on, actually. So this is me on the phone, but the iPad's just it just wasn't working. Tell you what, I'll try through the link on the iPad again.
It's all right, mate. I mean, you're here. We can hear you.
Right, okay. Aye, great to see you again. Great to speak to you again.
Hi, how you been? I've seen you were away for a while and you've come back. You seem a bit stronger and a bit clearer.
Yeah, definitely, Dale. 100%, definitely stronger, definitely clearer. As I've said before, I've only been in this since about March, so it's not been a long time, you know, but I'm very impatient. I'm very, spur of the moment, and I couldn't contain myself with the flat earth taxi driver thing. I just had to start making videos without actually, digesting or, thinking about things. And but that's just how I roll.
I understand. understand that. I'm the same, man. I had to rein myself, and I'm impatient. Won it all yesterday, and if it's not happening, I lose heart, and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just progressing every day, Dale. I find it amazing. You know, I know it's a horrible subject. It's, you know, there's a lot of suppression going on, but it's still fascinating watching my own journey, watching everyone else's journey. You know, it's phenomenal. And from my time away to coming back, I've noticed that it's become a bit deeper. People are actually starting to think, you know, and you actually start to notice more and more and more how people are. I was saying to Yvonne, my partner, I've mentioned her before, that people, they're under a spell. You know, it's like magic. It's like Hogwarts. You know, it's like a spell that people are under. When you look at somebody and you show them something that is to us obviously cast iron proof, and they'll just say "no bother" and walk away for you. And it's like
it's hypnotism. It's hypnotism.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm noticing it more and more. Yvonne, my partner, she's the same. You know, when she first met me, I didn't really talk about this kind of stuff, and then we eventually, after a few beers one night, kind of dropped the bombshell. You know, as you do.
Aye. I'm a retarded flathead. Do you still love me?
Can we be together if the earth is flat? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. So yeah, but now I said in one of my videos that one day she was like, aye, gyroscopes, you know, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, fuck, that's insane. You know, that she's just come out with it and just said that. As if, you know, her brain's just thought, nah, I'm not accepting this nonsense. Like, it's amazing to see that people's brains start to work, you know.
It's a testimony to, you know, a testament just to the fact that you can bring the topic up to somebody and then they will have that critical thought in their own mind and go away and try and find things out for themselves. And then they have the intellectual honesty to be able to admit when, you know, new information comes their way, they can break the belief or the assumptions that they held to be true, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's probably the only good thing to come out of this is watching people wake up. It's phenomenal, you know, and I love it. You know, but for me, that's now the biggest hurdle. Is as I'm watching people wake up, I still can't believe how people are still asleep. It's a paradox, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I'm doing fine, Dale. I appreciate the support. You know, you know, I've met you face to face, and I think you know how I was struggling with it all, and I still am, you know, but at a different level, you know.
It's not as raw.
Yeah, it's not as raw, and you're right. I am stronger. You know, I am moving forward. I've got Yvonne now. She's a massive, big support. What I want to say, we're actually away on a wee dirty weekend.
Nice. Hope you're not doing some dirty stuff right now while you're talking to me.
Dale, I would never do that.
Heard it. Is that why it's black on the screen? I'd love to know what you're doing behind that screen right now.
No, honestly, it's technical issues, honestly. But I was just saying, Yvonne said to me, I says, what am I going to say? I don't know. I just want to say hello to Dale. And she's like, what are you going to say? I'm like, I don't know what. And she's like, well, why don't you talk about the fact that we're like about 4 or 5 stories up on a really flat part of Scotland, and I've got a full 4G signal just because I'm that wee bit higher than everyone else, you know, because our land-based system works a bit better when you're about 30 foot up, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
Excellent.
Satellites are buzz. You know? You know, that's it, you know. So that I wanted to have some sort of sensible content. That's it, you know. Satellites are buzz, you know.
I'm glad you came back. Mate. I say it's good to see that, you know. And today I know I could see it in you, and you know, people at Merrill expressed it earlier. You know, things are raw. It takes a while for things to filter through and settle down. And you know, it's a really upsetting thing. It's not just a small trivial thing. This is the foundations of your very existence that you're questioning, you know, and realising that it's bollocks. It's for anybody to think that it's going to. Some people can take it easier than others, you know, but we have to understand and extend passion to people that it can be a trying, you know, time for them, you know?
Without question, we've been trained for everything but this, you know. We've not. This is raw. I don't know what. I've got a shit vocabulary, Dale, but this is raw humanism. Like, this is how humans react to something they've never even known of.
Yeah.
Like, how do you react to something you haven't been trained for? It's a false reaction, you know.
We've sat on the outside and seen all cults and, you know, these things happening in life, but never actually realising that you're right fucking centre of it, you know.
Yeah, but all of us say that we knew there was something wrong, which I find profound. We all knew knew there was something wrong, and now here it is, and it's like fuck, you know. I find it hard to accept that that's what I thought was wrong.
Yeah.
But that's it. You know, what you thought was wrong is everything was a lie, and now you're just trying to figure it out. Is this an individual, you know, just wading through an absolute mess.
Aye, the hard thing, the most important thing, is realising that you handed over your critical processes and, you know, entered into a realm of acceptance and apathy and assumption and belief, and, you know, you get all these different aspects to deal with internally, externally. You know, it's a complex thing that we've had to live through. And it's been pointed out, I've said it many times, we don't have a handbook or something to reference, to look at, to say, oh, how do we deal with this? Because, you know, as far as we know, it's never happened before. So, you know, everybody's trying their best, and, you know, it's great that people like yourself, mate, you can, through a hard time, you come back and you show yourself stronger, clearer, more focused. So it's great for people to see that and for you to share your experience, mate.
Thanks, Dale. And if it helps anyone else realise that if they go through a bad time, that's just part of the course. There's a channel that I follow called Murder Woke Me Up, and it's a horrible story, Dale. He watched his brother was murdered brutally. I think it was drugs and gangsters kind of shit, but his brother was basically murdered brutally, and that's what shook him. And for me, I won't go into it. It's a long story, Dale, but I went through basically my life was turned upside down, and that's what woke me up. And it seems to be the way. I was saying to Yvonne, I says, I don't know why it's that way. I know it's not fair in inverted commas, but it seems to be that life will fuck you up until you listen to what it wants to tell you. You know, and I think a lot of us went through some massive turmoil that gave you a shake and woke you up. And for me, you know, it was pain and misery at the start, but now it's you know, you become a teacher. You were the student, and then you become the teacher, and you can say to people, look, this is the way it is. It's not cool, it's not nice, it's horrible, but trust me, you know, just trust me, just stick with it. There's people that will support you. If you want some time off, take some time off, but you will come back, because it won't leave you. It doesn't leave you, you know.
Exactly. Good man, mate.
That's it. But yeah, Dale, just a quick one, mate. I want somebody else to come in. Just wanted to say hello. I want to come to the globe burning. That would be awesome.
Nice one.
And that's it, mate. But let's get somebody else in before you shut shop.
Well, I don't know if there is going to be anybody else or whether I'm going to shut up shortly, man. But it's much appreciated for you coming on, Chris.
Not a problem, Dale. Great to see you again.
Nice one, buddy. I'd say the same, but I can't see you.
Sorry. You might not want to.
Aye. You get a gimp suit on.
Well, maybe. Right. All the best, man.
Right, bud.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Easy, mate. Aye. Right. So I don't think we were waiting on anybody else tonight, Marshall, were we?
No, we got technical no-shows on 2 accounts and one unaccounted for. So, that's our links out for this evening, Dale. But, I mean, that's 3 hours, man.
Aye, nice one. I will appreciate everybody that came on and messaged in tonight. I missed a couple of phone calls. I can only apologise. In fact, I'm just going to check these quick. Right, I've got one here. All right, Dale, been watching live on my PS4, and twice it's took me off the video and put Flat Earth debunked videos on. Keep up the good work, Mick. Cheers, Mick, for letting us know. I know that people are having issues, especially on like the PlayStation and game consoles, trying to view and watch. So cheers for the wee bit of info there, man. Thanks to everybody who came on and everybody who took part. Everybody in the chat, Magumba, Jonah Worms, Marshall, much appreciated. Probably be on midweek. I'm not sure what the plans are, but I think we'll be on midweek at some point. So hope you can join us, people, and take it easy. Take care, keep at them. Cheers, everybody.